3, 2, 1. Welcome to Credit Zero.
Mind if I take the charge in this one?
Do it. Hello and welcome to After School Arcade.
Cool! You
Thanks to
son of
coming
a bitch!
for our podcast, Credit Zero.
We are here now with the usurpation expert of the fucking podcast.
I'm Daryl.
We're here with the face of the podcast.
Drew?
We're here with the dick of the podcast.
Looky boy.
And we're here with me, Tweed. Hi.
The balls of the podcast.
Balls of the
Am I the balls and you're the dick?
Yeah.
Why?
You feed me.
I don't think a ball's job is to feed a dick.
Pretty sure it's to feed a dick.
I don't...
That's where
Was
the
that-
pee is stored.
Was that Harper Lee's famous book, To Feed a
to
Dick?
feed a dick to about racism in the South.
I hate this already.
Oh man.
Hi everybody, welcome to July 2020, am I right?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, can I just quickly say at the beginning of this podcast, we've been doing this for over a solid year, even without the pilot episode, which is pretty damn cool.
Yeah.
It's been a year, and
Not
it only
counting-
took a giant pandemic to make us stop doing improv shows. Nothing less. Even if there was like a meteor, we still would have done it. We just would have done it in like the crater.
Yeah. Well, like, if it's a meteor, people need their entertainment, and they can't use the internet and stuff, like, because power lines and shit are torn down. So we'd be the perfect people to be doing improv shows.
Well, presumably, like a meteor wouldn't tear down power lines on the other side. What are you talking about, like a shockwave? The shockwave?
Well, like, if a
Just
meteor
like
came down in, like, Waterloo.
Yeah. So you're saying that we'd be like a traveling troupe of actors, like in medieval times?
Exactly,
'Cause
yeah.
There's no electricity.
Like, we got thrown back to the Stone Age.
I feel like if a meteor hit Waterloo, we wouldn't be here. At the very least,
You might
two
be
of us.
here. Daryl might be here.
Yeah, I do live an hour away from this.
I'd be dead, and I'd be glad.
Speaking of taking precautions against death, Daryl, you got something on your face?
I do. I'm wearing a mask this time, and I'm definitely out of place, because, you know, I'm the only one.
Well, yeah, I quarantined for 2 weeks to prepare for this shit. You actually worked. You did things.
I did work, and I'm driving a lot, so I'm picking up people, I'm dropping them off, and picking up their food and all that, so I feel
Dropping
like...
off the food.
That too.
Cool.
That too.
I got your job description down pat.
Yeah, and so, I don't know, I just figured, for everybody else's safety, I'm just gonna do it. I'm just gonna wear the mask,
Alright.
no matter how it impedes my voice.
Hey, thanks,
this-
buddy.
Good news, you aren't the one who has to edit it if your voice is impeded. I'll be the one that has to go in and like look for Daryl's individual lines and boost them.
I'll try to project, but you know, that's not me.
But you know, fuck you. I like that attitude. Also, shout out to our co-host, Sour Patch Kids Tropical. All of us but Drew has had one.
Yeah,
That's the tagline.
Thanks for sponsoring the show.
Yeah, we appreciate you haven't sponsored us. I could die right now, Maynard's could die right now, and I would feel nothing.
Good talk.
That's a sponsor of the show right there. So, who is it? Daryl? I think it was Daryl who had the idea. Going into our, I think it's fitting, our post-year anniversary.
Yeah.
Daryl made the great point that, like, hey, over this year, we've made some sort of changes. We were all anti-Semitic when it started.
But now...
Yeah, now we've grown as people.
And only 3/4 of us are anti-Semitic.
You're welcome. We thought we'd ask a couple of the questions that we got asked in previous episodes, and we just do like a revision of what we got. Does anyone want to start?
Well, before we start, I just want to throw out, it was a really great idea, obviously, but it
I
made
hear but.
a lot more work because
There's a
I
but.
had thrown out all of the cue cards that I had received the questions on.
All right,
So we
Drew.
had to go like skim
Drew.
through past podcasts.
Drew, I'm gonna stop you there.
What?
It's not like you share those fucking cards with us. You just admitted, like, things are really hard because I had to do exactly what the other three
If
did.
I still had the cards, I would have let you see them.
Oh, dear God, you had to listen to your own
If
podcast.
I still had
You
the cards, I
poor,
wouldn't have just laughed at you guys
poor
listening
baby.
to the podcast.
My God, Drew.
These things are long, boy.
Yeah, they are.
Just do. I just sat on my stoop, smoked a joint, and went through like 3 episodes. It was great.
Mm-hmm. I chose like a diverse thing from different episodes.
Yeah.
So one from an earlier episode, one from a later episode. Drew, why don't you show me how it's done? What's
All right.
what's a question that we've received in past podcasts? Us as the improv troupe After School Arcade. I don't know how good we did a job of explaining who we are in case this is your first. If this is your first episode, fuck you. Go listen to a previous episode and come back.
The pilot is called Raw Sexual Energy.
Episode 1 is called the Screwed Up School Stories Hour.
Yes.
All right, who's ready with episode number 2?
Kid
Episode-
Speed.
Yeah, Kid Speed.
Oh, my favorite.
Episode number 3.
Council
What?
Bluffs, Iowa.
Council Bluffs,
The
Iowa.
only reason I know is because that's where my first question's from.
Oh shit! Episode 4. Episode 4.
Hamilton?
No, Hamilton's number 5. A good guess.
Mansplaining the musical?
No, that's episode I think 6.
6, I think, right?
Episode 4 was Dick Wheels.
Ah!
Yeah. Then we got Hamilton. Then we got that shit you
Mansplaining
said.
the musical?
Mansplaining the musical.
Barf Boots and Butt Mass.
Was that
That's
episode
later.
7?
Episode
That's
7's the dog episode.
Was it? I thought Dog episode was January.
Dog episode was January.
So then it would be Barf Boots and Butt Mass for Barf Boots and Butt Mass. I remember was the December episode because
Yes.
Butt Mass sounds like Christmas.
You definitely made that joke. You know when we're talking,
Yeah,
comparing
I was-
butts.
I was-
It's like, oh, he has more butt mass. Mary butt mass.
A good thing I recycled my own joke. Thanks for calling me out on it. I was torn between calling that episode Barf Boots and Butt Mass and Mary Butt Mass, and I went with Barf Boots and Butt Mass because it's like that's what the whole episode was. There was
Yeah.
nothing other than that.
Yeah. And then
Uh,
it was the dog episode?
I want to say then it was a dog episode.
Yeah,
Luckily-
I found the problem.
What?
Mansplaining the musical was episode 8.
Ooh.
So that's where we got it
So
wrong.
what's episode 6 then?
Episode 6 was Barf Boots and Butt Mass.
Ah. Okay, and then
And then the dog episode in January.
yeah, I got that right. Then Mansplaining the musical.
Right.
And then don't tell us this one. All right, after Mansplaining the musical was
March 13th, 2000.
at 3:06
p.m.
3:06 p.m. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then afterwards was our very first quarantine episode, so that was the one we did online. So that would have been the underwears they are changing.
Yeah.
Which I wanna make an amend for that. That was winter me talking, where I don't really sweat and I never really exercised. I'm going on daily runs.
And now it gets like 30 degrees without
Needless to
humidity.
say, I'm changing everything every day.
Thank God.
Yeah, there you go.
What?
we go.
It's not that I was unhygienic, it was just that like
You didn't need to.
yeah, and now that I need to, I absolutely fucking do. I
So
don't
that's
want-
how the rest of the world lives. What you're doing right now, that's how the rest of us live.
How horrific!
Yes.
I think I'm just a Taoist, and like I'll change like my attitude based on the stimuli I'm given, not according to the laws of the land. So, for example, I don't care about trespassing, as I've kind of alluded to in previous episodes,
Yeah.
because I see it as a victimless crime, especially if it's like abandoned buildings. Who gives a shit? Oftentimes, I see trespassing as like, oh, it's a gateway to another thing, like. Oh, someone trespasses onto your property and steals your wallet. Really, you're upset at the burglary. You're not upset that they trespassed on your property. If you really care about privacy, fine. Yeah, trespassing is weird. But if you like make a mess of their house, that's mischief. That's not trespassing. Trespassing is only a bad thing because like other people are like, what if it leads to other things?
It's the risk of other crimes happening.
Yeah, so in the
Gateway
same
crime.
yeah
Gateway crime.
Gateway crime. So similar as like I don't give a shit about like actually trespassing, especially on a place that like no one owns. I also didn't give a shit about like other people's rules of hygiene because people sweat more than I do apparently. But now it's open season every day. After the underwears they are changing, I want to say it was Harry Potter and the Windex Plains Showdown.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was great. We don't do enough improv on this podcast, and that's the one time that we did it, and it really fucking
Well,
Sucked.
there was
Daryl like
there
a
was
kid.
the Daryl quest, but you weren't there for that.
Yeah,
Right.
Oh, yeah,
Daryl
that was
quest.
a-
Request. And the nude whodunit, of course.
Yep,
Yeah, those
and
were
there was
bonus.
also my second threesome. Do it again.
Yeah.
Does anybody remember last month's episode name? Anybody but Paul, because Paul came up with them.
I came up with them based on the content of the episode.
Sure,
for
sure.
All right. I've been saying them, so if these guys can't think, you can announce it.
I was listening to it after work, which is such a weird ego trip. I'm like, do I sound like that?
I think
that
it's
was
good-
pretty funny.
I think it's good for like self-reflection.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you want me to give you a hint, or do you guys?
Yeah, give us a hint.
All
All right, it's got your name in it.
Oh, Luke's posse of fucking perverts.
That's close enough.
Okay, that makes sense because that's what we talked about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
What-
everything but the fucking,
Yeah.
which
what?
didn't happen, allegedly.
What? We didn't fuck?
Yeah.
Why didn't you tell me? Fuck!
Surprise!
God damn it!
I dreamt the whole thing.
All right, are we ready for these for a trip through history? See where we've changed. So,
Question 1 from Drew.
in episode 3, Council Bluffs. Shut up! No! fucked it!
You fucked it! You fucked it! You fucked it!
In episode 3, Council Bluffs, Iowa, we were asked, what is the best thing since sliced bread?
Ooh.
Has anybody's answer to that changed? Has anybody found anything this year that maybe they like a lot?
What was my original answer to that?
Video games was your original answer.
I like that. Holy shit. I was smart a year ago. What the fuck happened?
It doesn't have to be necessarily better than your previous answer, but anything maybe you've discovered this year that you're like, holy shit, I've been missing out.
The Princess Bride.
I mean, I like
Next
that movie.
I've been getting a lot into
Marriage.
I shouldn't eat this. It's like
gonna be so loud.
Throw it into the fucking grave.
Throw it into the fire.
Yeah. Hiya.
Otherwise known as Drew's shelf.
You set it on fire. I've been getting into cinnamon raisin bread. It's pretty great. It's a pretty great snack.
That was probably invented after sliced bread.
Yeah, probably.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Maybe it could have been invented beforehand.
I don't know. It seems. All I know, it seems Bavarian.
It seems like it could have been made in medieval times, like, Archibald, I put raisins in the dough, but I baked it anyway. Holy shit!
That man was crucified that day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was, what's her name? The 13-year-old girl who was like, I see victory for France. And then she got like...
Joan of Arc?
Yeah, that's it. No, she wasn't 13, she was like 19.
Talking through a speak and spell? What was that voice?
That's
was
why
like-
they hung her.
Hanged, first of all.
That's why they... Oh no, she was burned alive.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she
she
was.
was burned at the stake.
Then they hanged her. Which
Just
is
to be
weird because like her
sure.
body fell off her head.
Yeah, it's just charcoal.
Gross. Poor Joan of Arc. She probably didn't deserve it.
Wow, that's a hot take.
Hot take.
Hey,
Sick burn.
Hot-
Roasted.
Oh, boy.
She died.
Rest in peace.
Anyway.
Next question.
Yeah, Joan of Arc.
You're the only one.
I said Princess Bride.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Daryl Drew.
Well,
Gerald
Daryl Drew.
I've been getting into baking, so that's pretty cool.
I feel like that was there before bread was sliced.
But hold on. a
I
second
could
here.
be wrong.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on.
What?
I now.
This better be good.
I now bake my weed, and it tastes amazing.
Oh, you're an edibles kind of guy.
Yeah.
Do you get the oil?
It's very
or-
legal weed.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because we're in Canada. Those who are living in fucking... What's a state where it's like illegal?
Utah.
Utah. More like Utah, get the fuck out of there.
What?
Well, like you should get the fuck out of
Yeah,
there, but
more-
Utah, like the state, the state, Drew.
More like Arkansas, my way to the door. All right.
Okay.
More like Hawaii weed.
Well, that's because they have weed there.
Oh,
It's legal there.
Yeah, and it's been like a major producer of weed since like the 70s.
more like Washington weed.
Wow, you really stretched your mind to get that one.
Thank you.
Like Colorado has weed.
You could wait a minute. You could do that with any state. Hold up. Kansas has weed. Yeah, it checks out.
Yeah.
Wow, we're-
Kansas is an opium crisis, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's more like Midwestern.
You could probably make like innuendos out of all the states. Like, hey baby, why don't you spread my seed? Because New Jersey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why don't you?
Don't use that one when picking up people at the bar, everybody.
Why don't you flow right on this dick?
Yeah, that was all right. You got a golf clap for that.
Look at my fuck. Pennsylvania.
Hey girl, is that Texas?
Georgia.
Is that her name?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was about to be really dumb and be like, Georgia's the city, Atlanta's the state.
I wanted to go to Mississippi, but it was in Mississippi.
You want to follow that trail now? Paint a picture.
It was a
Is that like a
Mr.
homophobic?
Yeah.
It was a Mr. There you go.
That works better, but it's still homophobic.
Yeah.
What's the question?
It was the best thing since sliced bread.
yeah.
joke.
And his answer was bread with weed in it.
Next fucking question. We're not topping that. What's your other question? Is it also
Do you want- I thought, are we doing what? Okay, yeah. My other question is a little bit more self-indulgent. It's from episode 7, the dog episode, in which was an episode we didn't have a show immediately before, so we didn't get questions from the audience.
Kind of like this one.
However, Paul asked this question, and I
God.
wanted to re-ask it because things may be changing for me. So it was, are you a dog person or are you a cat person?
I'm excited. Okay.
And the reason I wanted to ask this question is because, well, you know, I still love dogs. By the end of this week, I will have a little kitten.
In here?
In here.
Can I visit like every day?
Probably.
Sweet.
Oh, you got me.
It's gonna be like, I think 3 weeks old or something like that.
Right out of pussy.
It's... It's...
Okay, see,
Pussycat.
what I said was homophobic. That's sexist.
Pussy cat.
Daryl
that's-
covering his bases by tearing everyone else down.
What the history of this podcast?
Yeah, that's fair.
Daryl covers his bases by tearing other people down. I tear everybody down. You accept it, and you go like, "What?" And then you accept it.
Yeah, I feel like I just make it worse for myself. But no, this cat's gonna be... It's,
On 3, we call Drew a bitch. 1, 2, 3.
Call Drew a bitch.
Daryl. All right, go on with the
Last
cat.
episode where you like didn't join in for half of it.
And then I joined in on the wrong thing.
Yeah.
That was good.
memories. Yeah, it's gonna be a barn cat, and it's gonna be from the same farm where I got 2
Barn.
of my past dogs.
Ooh.
Oh, so they're like
so it's the same
family.
people, yeah.
Is past dog like a type of painting or?
No, it's
dog.
a dead dog.
Oh.
I thought they were just like former dogs you bought, like Bentley or something like that.
Yeah, but like former as in they're no longer with us.
I didn't know.
If it was Bentley, I would have just said Bentley.
You would have also said like Bear. It would have been convenient to say former dogs. I just pictured Bentley and Bear.
Those are the only
Bear.
No,
Bear.
their names were Charlie and Baxter
Whoa. And where are they now?
at the other farm up north,
Oh.
upstate,
Whereabouts?
upstate.
Well, like where?
Hell. They're dead.
No, all dogs go to heaven.
The whole point of that movie was that not all dogs go to heaven.
Yeah. there's
Yeah,
fire.
but they were sweet.
It's like Mormonism.
Yeah. All dogs are Mormons. Didn't catch on. I mean, that was really cool for your answer. My answer's boring. I'm still a cat person.
Yeah.
In fact, I visited a good friend a while ago, and they have like a cute little dog, like one of those small dogs. I'm not sure if it's a Pomeranian, but that's the word that comes into my head for some fucking reason. Probably not even a Pomeranian.
Maybe it's a chihuahua.
It's not a Chihuahua, because I've seen Chihuahuas before, and it did not look like a Chihuahua.
Could it fit in a purse?
Like a big old purse.
Like if it ate half a bar of chocolate, would it still be living?
Oh God.
Only one way to find out.
Yeah, get the stethoscope out.
Yeah. So I was just like, oh, dog, maybe I should get more into dogs. And this dog hated me for some fucking reason.
Probably
Like,
because
she's
you had
never...
terrible energy around it because you weren't like comfortable with it.
No. I was trying. I was like, hey, dog, how's it going? And I like offered my hand slowly to it so it could sniff it, because that's how you like
Yeah,
usually
that's what
approach
you
dogs,
do.
right? All she did was bark at me incessantly. Bark more when my hand was coming out slowly. Even when I like put it on the ground, just like waited for her to sniff it, she would just be like, at the fucking hand.
Yeah.
And she like threatened to bite me before that person's mom like held it back with the leash. It was like a scene out of like Dark Souls, except it was a dog.
Well, like all
I
the
don't know where I was going with
Everything's like Dark Souls.
this. I played Dark Souls recently. It's on my brain.
people
Okay.
forget that like the little dogs have the most energy and are often the most annoying and
Yeah.
highest maintenance, whereas big dogs are just like clumsy.
Yeah, I
and
like
they're
basically-
tired.
even big dog like barks. It's like.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, like little dog's like, and I hate it.
Every
Yeah.
stereotype about like guys who are like have a little dick and are like self-conscious about it, get a big truck to like compensate and stuff. That's little dogs.
They get
They're the
little
same
dogs.
stereotype.
They have.
They have
little
to
dicks.
compensate.
They have to compensate.
They do have little dicks.
Some of them have big
anatomically.
dicks.
I haven't been spending the last fortnight staring at small dog dicks, Drew.
Neither have I.
You said. Then how do you know they have small dicks?
There was, well,
Anatomically.
yeah. I mean, like.
What if they're disproportionately large, like the shrew?
There has been. I saw
Penis
a little
tiger?
dog with a disproportionately large dick.
Yeah.
It was
This is weird.
it was like a Shih Tzu or something. I don't know. It had a. Let's move on, okay? I don't want to talk about this dog's dick anymore.
You're like, that dog's dick's bigger than mine. Imagine being self-conscious because your dog has a bigger dick than you.
You start like not treating it right because you're too
Like,
jealous of it.
passionately defending it in this conversation, like, no, at least 6 inch. I've measured. I took out a measuring tape.
Your girlfriend's like not allowed to take you for a walk. You're not allowed to be alone with that dog. She's like, I'm not gonna fuck the dog.
Yeah, I don't get people with bestiality fetishes.
Yeah, not my thing.
Yeah. I'm trying to...
That makes sense.
I try to be kink positive, and like, really the only ones that, like, I'm against are ones that are, like, crazy illegal, usually, like, psychologically torturing, so, like, things like pedophilia is gonna be, like, psychologically terrible. Fucking incest is, like, terrible for the social structure of the family, even if you're, like, being safe with it. No, sorry, people of the future, if, like, incest has been, like, de-outlawed or something like that. I personally think it's gross.
Still gonna be uncomfortable with
Yeah,
it.
yeah. If it's, like, treated better in the future, more power to you for fucking your cousin. But, I mean, I don't know if it's a society I'm around or if it's, like, my own inherent biases towards what's morally gross, but it's morally gross.
Well, we covered that also in the Barf Boots and Butt Mess episode.
Where my cousin asked me, like, is it weirder to commit
Yeah.
bestiality or incest to her cousin? That was weird.
And still, I will say, out of the two, doing the cousin is less weird because you can still, that's still legal.
It's still
That's still
human.
okay.
Yeah, and you can still consent.
It's
Yeah.
still within
Yeah.
your
Yeah.
species.
Yeah, it's just gross
If
and not constructive.
if Zeus wanted us to fuck dogs,
Is that
They
the
would've-
god you believe in?
shut up. Fine, if Hades. All right, fine, you got me. If Hades wanted us to fuck dogs, Hades would have given dogs a lot more easily fuckable genitalia by humans. Does that not make sense?
That makes absolute sense.
Thank you. Add, like, very thought-provoking classical music to what I just said, mate. Next question.
I mean, those were my two questions.
All right,
Dog person, cat person?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm still the same. I like dogs a little more, but I love cats too.
All right.
I've moved a little bit. I'm still a dog person, but I've come around to cats. They're all right. You know, they're
man.
good. They're good companions.
They're fine animals.
I think the bad side on dogs are way. They're not as bad as the bad side of cats. Like, cats will fuck your shit up. They'll knock shit over. They'll, like, you know, throw up in your shoe or whatever. Like, if they don't like you, like, you'll know.
Can I give a counter to that? In horror video games you even play, I think.
Oh yeah.
Like Resident Evil and stuff like that, whenever it's not humans that are like the evil things and they want something that's still attached to reality, but they want something that'll freak you out and that you know that you'll be scared of it and it'll do damage, they always do like possessed dogs.
Oh yeah, dogs will fuck you up.
Yeah, you never see possessed cats, and it's because you know, deep down, despite what you just said,
You can kick a cat.
Yeah. The worst of dogs are way worse than the worst of cats.
Dogs are more dangerous,
Mm-hmm,
but cats as like a household pet can be more annoying.
Or passive aggressive and
Yeah.
shit like that.
I think actually no, I'm gonna go with Paul on this one. I think the cats being passive aggressive is more common, but dogs can be worse.
Yeah, because like
Like if you're talking about a bell curve,
people don't really die from like being attacked by a cat.
yeah, because
People,
you can
like-
kick it. It's small.
Yeah, but
I'm
like-
not saying. Let me put
You've been
this out
saying
here.
that a lot in this
You can
podcast.
kick a cat.
I'm not
do it.
saying
I'm
you should.
Drew.
kick
It's gonna
a
be
cat.
two. It's gonna be 2 questions later, and we're like, yeah, that is very interesting that phosphorus is on the table of elements. You could kick a cat if you wanted to.
Look, I'm
allowed.
about to get a cat. Don't call up the RSPCA on me. Those don't exist in Canada, I don't think.
that adoption.
Yeah, you're not getting. Everyone listening, call the YMCA on Drew.
Don't kick cats, okay? I'm just saying.
The Young Men's Christian Association. Yes.
Call it. It's fun to stay at the Drew kicks his cat.
Yeah, no, I see what you mean. Like a dog fight, you could totally die.
Yeah, you could lose to a dog. You probably
yeah.
won't lose to a house cat. Unless you have a pet lynx, you're probably going to be fine.
Yeah, Michael Vick didn't train cats to kill each other and then bet money on it.
Yeah,
Which is a real thing Michael Vick did. Yeah.
yeah, and also police don't have police cats.
They don't have a feline unit.
They should. Like, you
They
know, how,
like
police...
have them resting on their like shoulders as a scarf, just
Yeah.
like walking around them, set them down to go sniff.
Yeah, yeah. You know how the police, which should be defunded, have...
They should have a whole new
Let's
league.
open up that bank of
Let me
worms.
just slip that in there. I don't mean defunded as in like set to zero, but I mean defunded in the way
Reformed,
that like
repurposed.
the same way that that like politicians have been like reacting to education in the last 10 years. You know, massively taking their money away.
Yeah.
You know how like police have like trained dogs? Like mental health workers should have trained cats. Like social
Yeah, but, like,
interventionalists should have cats.
I feel like they should have different varieties, so like it's more like tailored to the person. 'Cause
Yeah, I'm cool with
some
that.
people have like fear of dogs, some people have fear of cats. You know.
Well, yeah, you don't get the choice of like, oh, sorry, I'm allergic to dogs. Could you get like a drug sniffing cat, Officer Brown,
Yeah, but with like a mental
who's
health.
weirdly white? Why is it every time there's an Officer Brown, he's a white guy?
Probably
Because
it's-
if he wasn't white, it'd be 2 on the nose.
That's a good answer.
Yeah.
That's a very good answer.
Yeah, but that'd be cool. Like, yeah, but like some people like cats, some people like dogs. You could have like a service dolphin.
Yeah.
They have those, don't they?
yeah, but it would be trained to walk, so it could come up to like an apartment.
Would it be trained to walk, or would it be trained to like walk, like it serves you Chinese food?
Shut
Oh,
up, Paul.
It's
What?
That's how we attack like real social problems instead of violent police interactions.
Chinese food?
We have a dolphin that cooks for you.
If it was a dolphin, I feel like it would be a Benihana chef. I just picture like
Yeah.
dolphins doing that more than like walk.
I feel like, but like if it's Benihana, they're probably cooking sushi, and like how do you train a dolphin to not eat that sushi?
That's not
Shouldn't
sushi.
it be? What?
Benihana's not sushi. That's
Benihana's
like,
not sushi.
No, first of all, sushi's not cooked.
Yeah.
By its definition-
some sushi
Yeah, but you have to
is
cook the
No,
rice and
sushi,
stuff.
by definition, if it's
no,
if it's
no,
cooked,
no.
it's not sushi. It can
The
be served
fish
along...
is not cooked.
Yeah.
The other parts of sushi are still cooked. You still have to
Oh, I bet
cook
Luke
sushi.
didn't know that. He was still arguing for the fish getting cooked.
Yeah, I'm a little piece of shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is what my point was. You guys want to see the tan
also-
line on my fucking forehead because I wear headbands?
Oh.
You see that
Now
shit?
that you're
I
outside.
can. Oh yeah, it's like Neapolitan ice cream.
Hey! I heard that last night while I was stoned.
Cool.
That sentence
You
took
heard
so
Neapolitan
long.
ice cream while you were stoned? You were hella stoned.
He was just talking
said-
to him from the carton.
You saying that?
It's worse on my hand. It looks like I have a glove. No? Nothing?
Looks like you just came out of the
Well,
pool.
yeah, you... That's cool. You have... Daryl, you have it like a tan, like 24/7. I'm not even sure if it's thanks to your heritage or if it's thanks to just, like, you get out and I don't.
Yeah, I get out, and it's also my heritage. I tan pretty well.
That's awesome.
You're half Turkish, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, big
Right.
man.
Yeah, big man. on
Big
Turkey.
Round of applause for the big man. There we go.
Clap yourself.
Excuse me.
All right,
That's all that water.
That segues pretty good into my next question. Who's the wholest man's?
Wait.
from-
Which episode?
I'm gonna get.
Sorry.
I was saying the word from. You guys heard me, right? I was saying the word from.
You weren't even done your sentence.
Holy shit, you piece of shit!
Holy shit, you piece of shit.
Obviously, I'm not the
3,
wholest
2,
man.
1. Holy
shit,
shit,
you
you piece of
piece of
shit! From episode 3, Council Bluffs, Iowa. Shut the fuck up, Drew.
Okay.
Who's the wholest man's? I originally said you, and now I'm considering.
It's not me.
Yeah, now I'm reconsidering.
Why would you ever say me?
Are you kidding me? This episode.
Okay.
This episode. This was recorded like.
I'm talking about like kicking cats and shit.
Yeah, but like this was like. Keep in mind the context of last
that's
year.
true. This was like the-
September.
yeah.
And not only had I don't know how much I want to. Whatever. Not only had you been there for me in a lot of different circumstances, and been there for other people. Also, like you were heavily listening in to like a personal crisis that I was having, and you fucking called the cops at me at one point because you were worried, and it was
This is
great.
before they were getting defunded.
Yeah, this is before anything. And
Well, not anything.
For
but
those at
this
home.
wave.
For those at home, I was white, so I didn't fear for my life.
Oh, yeah, he said Andrews at the door.
Yeah, I remember that distinctly because he was the.
I don't know any Andrew.
Officer McStupidface was like, your friend Andrew's outside. And I was like, I don't have a friend named Andrew. Because for some strange reason, I've completely like segregated the names Drew and Andrew
Which
in
I
my mind.
appreciate.
Yeah. So I was just like, who the living fuck? Did a random dude call on me and just be like, yeah, there's probably a guy offing himself in that house?
Some walk into his house. I don't know.
Yeah, and I was just sarcastic with the cops, and they were just like, okay, and left. And then we went to improv together.
Yeah.
However, I'm also going to say, I don't think I'm able to answer at this point who's the wholest man's, because now I like talk to all three of you like on a decently equal scale. It's funny, I was living with you at the time, Luke, but like, actually, I'm not sure if this was before you
This
moved
was before he
Yeah, this
moved
was
in,
before you
yeah.
moved in.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
But as well, like when I live with someone, I talk to them kind of like less than I would normally.
Yeah,
which I'm
I
sure
noticed,
you noticed.
I noticed that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just because like in my home life, I like my privacy.
Yeah.
Which can like sort of unnerve some people who live with me because I don't know if you ever got the impression like, oh, is Paul pissed off at me or something like that?
I don't think so.
Cool. But yeah, now that I like talk to all three, Daryl is lifting the mask to drink his coffee. Oh, a perfect 10. Anyway, now that I talked to all three of you equally, I'm not sure if I can like answer who the most wholesome is out of the three of you, but I'm also willing to admit that it's because like all three of you have been very supportive roles in my life at the very least, so I thank you all for it. You all have very nice dads. Except actually you. Okay, so maybe Luke's out the riding. It's between you two, Daryl
Alright.
and Drew.
I like my dad.
I do too.
I
I
love
just
my
wish your dad likes me back.
I think he does. He's just creeped out at your friend request and he doesn't know what to do with it.
And you bring it
Except
up every
it-
time.
Yeah, I do.
I think that's the problem. You don't let it go.
Oh,
You
you're
don't-
the
Yeah.
reason. Oh, you're not the most wholest man. You picked up your dad for me.
No, I don't.
You're pushing him farther away.
He's my dad too. He's not, but
He could be.
he could be. If I fucked your brother and married him, he could be my dad. Not your brother, your dad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My brother's single. We'll send him a DM.
Is he bi?
I don't think so.
What the fuck?
I don't know.
That was like the most single angry what the fuck I've ever given in my life.
He's not bi. That's horrible.
What the fuck?
How dare he?
You gotta take one for the team then. You gotta let me fuck you. I need your dad.
How's Sarah gonna feel about this?
Who?
My girlfriend.
Oh, okay.
Your girlfriend.
Okay.
Uh-huh. I'm your new proctologist now.
I love that.
Let me
one.
get in that ass. All right, that's my answer for who's the wholest man's. It's a three-way tie between you three, because it's sure as shit not me.
Well, it's not me, because my dad won't accept a Frankie Pay.
It's not necessarily just like in the context of me.
Yeah, but
the context changes. Now that you're answering the question, who's the wholest man is dependent on your worldview.
This had to be from the group, right? If I remember correctly.
We can come to a consensus after all four of us have given an opinion.
Okay. I feel like Drew is the wholest man's just because he used to be a scout. Safety first.
Be prepared, everybody.
I feel like scouts could like just. It wasn't Ted Bundy a scout?
Yeah, he's a whole lot of a man.
Was he the one that ate people?
I
No,
don't think he
I don't
ate.
think
That's
he ate
Jeffrey
people.
Dahmer. Jeffrey Dahmer ate.
Jeffrey Dahmer's probably like the wholest man's because he's more than one man. That's
No.
more than
Yeah,
one
yeah.
whole.
I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
like
yeah.
a man and a quarter because he's
Yeah.
AIDS.
He's
Yeah.
the fullest man.
Okay.
He had a
question.
people museum.
He fucked people and ate them, right?
Yep.
Did he eat the people he fucked? Because then he's eating his own cum, and that's gross.
I don't.
Yes, that's what's wrong
He had a
with this
freezer
situation.
he had a freezer full of human heads in different positions, but he ate his own cum. It's disgusting.
How do you have a head in different like arms? You could mold in different positions. Heads? What? You put one upside down?
No, facial expressions.
Oh, okay.
And then
One
he
was on the
freeze them.
side, one was upright, one
Yeah,
was on
yeah.
the other side.
He also, like, before rigor mortis, he would pose the bodies and then take Polaroids of them.
I can't fault him for that. Like, it's creepy that.
No.
That's fine. No, it's creepy that he killed people.
Like, but if
he's
you were
all-
going to kill people.
Exactly. If you're
Yeah.
already killing people, having a sense of humor about it is kind of cool.
We all know
Except-
it's fun.
Like, except when like putrefaction kicks in, because like having like a scarecrow position like with your tongue out is funny, but as soon as like putrefaction sets in and like the eyes and tongue swell, like bleh, it's gonna be gross.
Yeah.
You gotta get them quick.
Yeah, why would you eat that?
Hot
You know, hot take. Jeffrey Dahmer was weird.
So what we're establishing, Paul, is you don't like bestiality, incest,
Or
eating, or
cannibalism.
You might be the whole.
Corn. You said corn. He said corn.
He said corn.
Ding 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 ding.
I
ding.
was combining my words of eating people and cannibalism, and I went cornibalism.
That's like
way better.
It's like vegan cannibalism.
Just hit the daily double.
Isn't that what cows eat? It's just corn.
Not human heads. That's for damn sure.
Sometimes.
Either way,
I'm
you
sure.
might be the wholest man. You're against a lot of hard-hitting issues.
Me?
Yeah,
I'm against a lot of hard-hitting issues.
yeah. You're against cannibalism. That's a pretty wholesome stance to
It's
have.
not controversial.
Yeah. It's not even like. How
It's
controversial
like
is
a
it for me to be
lukewarm
against
take.
defunding the police?
It's not that controversial right now.
Yeah, I don't think so. Yeah.
Depends
I mean,
on what
that's
circles
more
you run in.
controversial, let's say. That is more controversial
Than being against cannibalism.
Yes.
Finally, a bipartisan issue, something we can all agree on.
Yeah.
Don't eat people, especially if you came inside them.
And also, don't eat the police. That's not a solution.
No.
Don't come in your
I'm
food.
sure-
Don't eat people you have sex with.
On like leftist Twitter, I gotta imagine "eat the police" as a.
Well, because there's eat the rich. I would imagine there's eat
Yeah.
the police.
All right.
The sausage
Special
mix.
segment of this podcast. I'm gonna look up the # "eat the police," and I'm going to.
Hashtag eat the police. See if it's trending.
Yeah, it's probably not trending. Otherwise, we would have seen it. And
Hashtag
I will
reality
read
high.
aloud the first thing that
Best
has
movie.
"eat the police." 3,
I want a bread tube.
2. All right. Oh, at Tucker Carlson.
Oh
Yeah!
My main man, Tuck to the Carlson. My boy, my son, have some fruit today. # Fox News, # Tucker Carlson, # fuck the police, # eat the rich, # eat the police, and it's a picture of what appears to be a tangerine slice.
no. See, I told you it'd be with eat the
I love
rich.
this guy.
Why is there a tangerine size?
I don't
He's
know.
messing
It looks
with
like a
Tucker
vag,
Carlson.
I guess.
Tucker Carlson would never go down on a woman.
Does he eat
It's
his fruit?
against his religion.
Oh, it's because it's from the account pictures of vegetables and fruits for Tucker Carlson. Shout out to the Twitter handle at sexy fruit to fuck.
This is so good.
That's
this is better
why-
than our question.
That's
Yeah.
why
Oh
we
my
need
God.
trolls in this world, for
Oh.
people like that to exist.
That's beautiful. I'm gonna make like this picture of fruit the fucking thumbnail for this podcast.
Yeah.
Please.
Woo!
Make sure it's not a copyrighted piece of fruit.
Will do. I don't think you can copyright. I own oranges.
Oh, bonus question.
Bonus question. Ding,
What
ding,
is
ding.
the sexiest fruit? Like looking? The
Bananas.
bananas? What about like cantaloupe cut man?
Bananas.
Peaches?
Bananas.
Looks like a butthole.
What about an
Bananas.
eggplant?
Bananas.
Uh,
That's a
pa-
vegetable.
Passion fruit.
Oh, you did say
Bananas.
you're right.
Cucumber?
Bananas. Cucumber's a vegetable again.
Oh, okay.
No, season side of it.
Vegetable. What?
Isn't there a season side? Isn't that what makes a fruit a fruit?
It's
No, I
all-
think there's more criteria than that.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
also like it has to ripe after you pick it. Like ripen after you pick it.
Oh, which
if
cucumbers don't do.
if it starts rotting after you pick it, then it's a vegetable. There's
Also-
like a couple things.
Also, that would mean that pickles need to be a fruit, and I am like 100% sure that pickles are not considered a fruit and they're considered a vegetable.
Yeah, cucumbers are different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, so are peppers, and peppers are
Yeah, you're right.
Are peppers vegetables?
pretty
I
sure.
think they're fruit.
They're fruit?
I'm just gonna say that to be interesting.
Strawberries aren't a fruit.
They're
Berries?
no, there's something else.
they're-
Well, they are
'cause
berries,
They're
but they're
fungi.
like
They're not. No, they're not berries. Strawberries are not berries, and they're not fruits.
They're
what are
animals.
they?
They're actually like a
I don't know,
primitive
actually.
animal.
You have to know what they are.
They're
No, I
a
don't.
They're a
That's
primitive
fair.
animal.
They're an animal.
Yeah, they're an animal.
They're a fungi.
They're bacteria.
Does that mean vegetarians can't eat strawberries?
Yeah, that's right.
No more smoothies.
Fucking posers.
Yeah.
I
I
don't
thought
know
you were
what
gonna say
is the
fucking Pope for some
The
reason.
fucking Pope eating strawberries. He's here in his high tower in Pakistan. Don't eat meat. Don't eat meat.
What's our current
Meanwhile-
Pope's name?
Francis.
Yeah.
He's
okay,
from.
good.
He's the first.
the youngest?
Gay
like-
Pope.
Yeah.
He's the first atheist Pope.
Yeah. He's
Real
I'm
progressivism.
sure he's not the first atheist Pope.
Do you think?
Oh yeah. There's a lot of secret atheists in Catholicism.
Really?
I believe
Yeah.
that for sure.
Yeah.
Well, I guess since it's like a matter of intent, you have to actually like believe when you say you're believing. So I'm
Yeah.
sure Pope Gregory VII, before he fucked off after separating church and state, was just like, "Psych, that's the wrong number," and then he left.
Yeah. Also, a lot of like people in the high,
Then he
like
talk to hot women.
yeah, in the high like reaches of the Vatican are like very educated theologians, and a lot of theology leads to sort of like pantheism. It would not be a big stretch to become like a pantheist to an atheist if you saw the inner workings and bureaucracy of the Catholic Church.
Okay. One of the most favorite things about popes of all time that I know is one of the popes in history, one of like the earlier popes, was a fucking smut writer before he was pope.
Holy shit!
Isn't that beautiful?
Like under a secret pen name?
I don't even know if it was secret. Maybe it was just like, and then he fucked her. I'm gonna be the leader of spirituality.
Isn't it a thing that? Or wait, maybe not. Do you have to be a virgin to be a pope? I thought you can't. Yeah, okay.
You have to be a celibate to be a pope. You can have had sex before,
okay.
but you need to renounce it.
Yeah.
So
You have to give it up.
Yeah, not every pope has to be a virgin. It helps.
It helps.
Yeah,
Because
then you don't know like even what you're missing. And
That's
you won't,
true.
Like,
It makes it easier not
can
to
you
do it.
imagine like Pope Francis like doing the equivalent of like cheating on his diet, and like someone opens the door and it's like, Sister Mary, Francis, you're fucking her. You can't be pope now. And he's like, oh man, like it was a one thing. I won't do it again. And
Sounds
they're
like it's from like a
okay.
sitcom.
It's like, you can't wear white now.
There's like a live audience there watching him.
Oh!
Yeah, the smoke is like red.
Yeah.
Do they have that? Do they have pornos with a live audience? Is that a thing?
That would be so...
I think it's called a burlesque show.
Yeah. It's live entertainment, man. Videotape.
Who's the holest man's?
Drew.
Okay. Who's the holest man's?
I would say it's Luke, because Luke is the only one that has a job with the boss.
What does that
I'm
mean?
correct.
That makes him a corporate.
Yeah, I'm a-
servant?
literally
Chill.
a cup
Chill.
to someone.
Yeah, that's what I'm.
I'm a subordinate.
Well, no, but like
He
you're.
pretends to have a girlfriend. He bleeds out his ass.
Not as
Yeah.
much.
Okay.
These are all.
I mean,
whole-
don't peg me, but not as much.
These are. You're right. So
I
these are
said
all,
sorry.
These are all wholesome adult problems.
say you're sorry? Sorry, go ahead.
They're all
Okay.
real adult problems. Bleeding out your ass. Like having to.
I'm an adult. I'm 99% sure that I don't have the problem with bleeding.
Well,
Although
maybe that's why you're not the wholest man.
I will. Ooh, them's fine words. I will admit there have been times when I've hung out with Luke for prolonged periods of time, and then afterwards, I coincidentally at that day when I went home bled out my ass. So I'm wondering if it's contagious.
You think my colitis is contagious?
Is that what it is?
Yeah, it's ulcerative colitis.
Well, you have it, so it's cool-itis now.
Yeah.
Hey!
Ulcerative colitis. You have stickers all over your colostomy bag.
Oh, do you have one of those?
No.
Oh, I've always
don't.
wanted to put a pin in one of those and go.
No, you shouldn't do
That's a
that.
horrible idea.
That's- oh boy.
Can you imagine? I got hair in my mouth.
Karma.
You're just thinking
I'm just
about
like-
what it would look like.
I do like the ring, and it's like a whole thing in my mouth. Anyway, can you imagine there's a bully who's like, nice kaleidoscope bag. What's it called?
Colostomy bag.
Nice
So bad. You look at the bag, it's just a bunch of colors.
It's your own shit.
It's just brown.
It's your own shit, but it's all mirroring.
Whoa. You can have your colonoscopy bag and you poke a little hole in it,
Sure.
and then at the bullies you could just water gun it and go just put pressure on the bag, it goes out the pinhole that you poked in it, and it's like, yeah, get away from me, Brian. Brian's like a bully name.
Yeah, that'll definitely stop people from beating you up if you do that to them.
Yeah, that'd be gross.
It's so bad too, because if you have a leak in your colostomy bag, the surgery is to remove your colon, so it means that you have no rectal control. That's why you have a colostomy bag. Is that it's just gonna come out and the bag has to catch it. So if you have a leak in your colostomy bag, it's just gonna keep shitting, and you could be at school and it's just shit.
Well, that's why you have the pinhole. I'm talking with the needle. And that's the best
Or
part.
you,
Your
get, you
teachers,
get one of those things that a inflatable water toy or whatever, where you have
You can have the flap.
the
yeah.
flap thing, and then you can close it whenever you want to, open it and squirt it out.
Imagine this is like one of those infomercials. Imagine the convenience of okay, you're in class, right? You
Hold
suddenly,
on. Okay, so the infomercial opens up on a kid getting bullied at school.
Tired of this happening to you?
Ow! Ow! Ow!
Loser, nerd.
Well, luckily, there's a solution. With Jeremy Iron's own kaleidoscope bag, you too can get your bullies to fuck off.
Whoa, what are you doing, kid?
I got my pin right here. Later, losers.
That shit?
Yeah.
Everybody knows that people hate being covered in shit. Tired of physically asking your teacher whether you want to go to the washroom? Just spring a leak, and then it'll just spray all over the whiteboard, like in a very specific, because it's a pinhole, so it's like... So it's like right in front of where the teacher is like hitting, right within their view of vision. Nothing gets on the teacher, so they're not angry, and they turn around and go like, Jeremy, do you have to go to the washroom? And you just nod, and the teacher's like, okay, you can go. You didn't have to say a fucking word. All you had to do was just take a strategically timed, like, wet fart, and then psst, right up against the blackboard, you get to go to the washroom.
Sometimes your arm gets tired when you hold it up for too long. It's better just to shit on the wall.
This is still in the infomercial.
Yeah.
What a fucking, like, what a line out of context that was. You're tired of holding your hand up? Better to just shit on the wall.
Call 577-322-9999.
Receive a second one absolutely free. Dual-handed. How many Kaleidoscope bags can you have on at once? Can you be like Ultimate Poop Man? You could like go 17 days without shitting, and it just fills up all the bags. You'll get heavier. So,
Is it like bagpipes? It's like under your arm?
yeah, and you have to play it, but like deposit it into that toilet.
That's what you have to do.
Yeah.
You have to go to the toilet and just like squirt it out.
The schoolyard becomes like a spaghetti western. Everybody's just holding their hands over their bags.
But like the
and then
gross
drawing
spaghetti.
them.
Wait, why does... Hold on. Why does everyone in your school need a...
It's a kaleidoscope.
yeah, why does everyone need a calamity bag?
Well, it's one of those things that once one person gets it starts a trend, and everybody gets their colon removed.
Trend? Okay.
I want my doctor's
removed. It's like
Doctors.
It's like a nose job at that point.
Why do you need your colon removed? The kids at school are doing it. It's like Fortnite, but with shit. Actually,
They
so it's
start
just like
dancing.
Fortnite. Fuck that
And
game.
fucking Zoomers. Their colostomy bags.
So,
Man, hashtag reality high would have been a very different movie if everyone had a colostomy bag.
did we answer that one efficiently?
What was the question?
Who's the holest man?
Yeah.
When we started talking about projectile shit.
Everybody said. I thought it was Daryl.
It was a no, you said Luke.
I didn't
you?
say anybody.
Yeah, that's right. Daryl said
Daryl
Luke.
said Luke.
I
Luke
said Drew.
Yeah.
And Drew said Daryl.
I think it's Daryl. I just think he's
Cool.
got the most like chill vibe, so I think he's the most
Cool.
like content person.
Thanks, man.
You have to decide.
No, I don't. I just have to wallow. I already said it's a tie between you three.
Oh, okay.
So we've all agreed it's anybody but me. Cool. I'll try to be better for you guys.
Consensus.
I mean,
Oldest man's.
Anyway,
you're
my
good on
second
other
question.
scales.
Oh, shut your fucking mouth.
Did
No,
you
I'm not.
ask that question just to be hoped to be chosen?
No, but I didn't ask that question expecting to be the only one people didn't choose.
To be honest, Paul, I didn't choose you because you stream for a living, and I thought that's not a whole man kind of thing.
You know, that's very reasonable. I am... You and my dad, two peas in a pod.
And we have been in that pod for a long time.
What? I'm not the only one who didn't get that.
You guys fucking? Is that what that meant?
Maybe.
You fucked my dad? You didn't even invite me to watch?
No, I didn't.
Oh.
What? Incest is weird, but like, if he's fucking my dad... I'm not gonna say yes, but it's polite to invite. Because it
Yeah,
rhymes.
okay.
Yeah. My second question is, hey, why does everyone fucking hate Paul so much?
What podcast was that from? Sorry, I don't want to interrupt you.
Oh, yeah? Alright. I'm waiting to like ask the question, and like before I even get the last word of the question out, Drew's gonna be like, but what episode was it from? Alright.
I will restrain myself.
Thank you. This next question is, can you put together a routine of exercise from episode 9? Because I had the fucking bright-ass idea of being like, hey, why don't we all put on stupid British accents and pretend to be posh for no fucking reason, while Daryl wanted to say what he does to exercise in the morning. So Daryl, the floor is fucking yours. I'm atoning for my sin.
Is this round just like us asking questions that got interrupted before and just actually answering them now?
That's what I chose my two questions based upon. I would chose them based upon, like, what did we not answer adequately, and what do, like, we owe the listeners.
Okay, so my routine of exercise. Not in a British accent, just normally. Starts off with running. You gotta have a little bit of cardio to get your heart rate up.
Question.
Yes.
Like, running from, like, in place on one of those treadmills, or do you go like down the street and go back? How long do you
somebody?
go? Do you jog? Do you take breaks and then start running again, or do you like run as much as you can until your lungs hurt, then you just walk back?
Do you listen to music? Do you have that little app that has like the zombies chasing you and you have to run away from them?
What color are your sister's eyes?
I don't know.
I know.
I'm an only child.
Heyo.
You're an only child?
Yeah.
Oh, I was asking somebody last night, like, who from improv is an only child? Because we couldn't think of fucking anyone. Finally, I have somebody. Yeah, right? It's hard. Anyway, go on.
Yeah. So it starts off with running, but it's like interval running. So you don't want to tire yourself out too much because I exercise with weights, and so that's really just to get my heart rate up so that I can lift and it's not going to bother my heart. So I'd say around 10 minutes. Whatever that means to you, fast intervals, slow, back and forth with that.
Do you run for the entire 10 minutes? You gotta pace yourself well for that.
No,
Okay.
So it's like you go hard for like 30 seconds to a minute,
Go hard in this motherfucker.
and then you sort of jog for a little bit, and then back and forth. For a minute.
All right.
I suck at running. I cannot run for that long.
I like running. I'm not great at it, but I like it.
I get winded so quickly.
Drew did an interesting thing to my knee, which I've never had anyone
You've never
do.
had that done before?
No, I've had this done before. What? This is hopeless.
the egg breaking on the knee.
Yeah, the egg breaking on the knee, where you just like make a chicken beak with your hand, and then you put it on the knee, and then you spread it out. And if someone else does it to your knee, it's fucking weird. Drew seemed to like grab the muscles around the kneecap and just like jiggle them. Is the best way that I can.
Yeah, like you put your hand sort of behind the kneecap, as close as you can get to the bone, and then just like rapidly pinch it.
That's weird. That's weird. It's like not weird for the first 2 seconds, and then it gets weird.
Weirder. It doesn't work if you do it on yourself.
No.
Fuck you.
What
It's
happens
like the
after
egg
running?
Okay, so then it depends on what day it is. So if
Tuesday.
If it's like a leg day, then I'll focus in on the. Oh, that is weird.
Yeah, right. It creeps up on you.
Yeah.
Drew just did it to Daryl.
I'm gonna make the grand tour over here.
Oh, Luke.
Apparently does not affect Luke.
Ooh, but the tickling affects your pits.
I'm not.
You were just like, I saw you.
I was pulling back.
Uh-huh. Excuses. Oh, it's weird. He did the
Weights.
thing again.
So weights usually really start off with something light, and then every set is a little bit heavier and a little bit heavier. So it usually.
Oh, Heracles training, right?
Sure.
That's what it's called when you like do like heavier stuff every day and you try to push your limits.
Not every day, but like within the day, like you do different sets that are heavier each time.
Oh.
It's like 10 reps with 5 pounds.
Yeah, something like
not 5 pounds. That's not enough, but
Yeah, but I mean, whatever works for you, right? So that's what I'll do for each exercise. I'll do 3 sets of each exercise. I'll do that for about 30 minutes, and then end it off with a run.
Excellent.
Wait, did you run and then run?
Yes,
You do this every day?
not every day, but
All right,
at
cool.
least once a week.
You're bookending with running. That's nice.
It's good for your heart.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be doing too much exercising or heavy lifting without keeping your heart rate up. It leads to some bad heart things down the road. So watch out. You don't want to have heart palpitations when you're 30.
Yeah.
Which you're about to be in 3 days.
Not 3 days, but it feels like it. Yeah.
Are you dreading it?
I don't know. I mean, honestly, like I've felt 30 since the beginning of the year. So
It may have to
Basically
do with
there.
the fact that we've all been calling you 30 since the beginning of the year.
yeah, yo, bitch.
Yo, old bitch. 3, 2, 1.
Yo, bitch! I got to be involved in one.
Yay! Da-da-da-da. Da-da-da-da. You know the Price is Right theme?
I thought that was like MASH or something.
I thought the Price is Right was da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da.
No, it's Inspector Gadget.
Oh, cool.
Da-da-da-da-da. Inspector Gadget.
No, that's the Muppet movie. Yeah, see? That one's Tarzan.
There's so many.
No, that's the Jordan Peterson show.
YouTube. How's he doing? He's still...
there so many leftists in academia? I can't fuck them all. I can't
What if
debate a
Jordan-
woman.
Is he fetishizing leftists?
Yeah, what if his goal this whole time was just to fuck everybody who thinks different than him?
But he's like playing like that, like hard to get, sort of aloof.
Yeah.
Oh, and like he had like a spirit of sex deprivation. That's why he was like, I'm only eating raw meat from now on. Now more people are different from me, and he like releases his dick.
Yeah. He just wants to make people different from him.
I can't debate a woman because they want to fuck me too much.
What can I do? Boom, 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 boom. It just zooms in on his face.
I hate that fucking face. Anyway.
Jordan Peterson's face?
Yeah.
It's not that bad.
I just don't like him very much.
You just don't like the
He
association.
just looks like an old Scottish man.
Yeah, he does. I
To
just
be-
don't like him.
Okay.
We were watching hashtag Reality High earlier. That's why I keep mentioning it. But
Ugh, terrible movie.
Luke was like, I don't know, this movie's not great, but at least the main actor is like pretty cute. And it's like, I feel like Luke attaches value in things to looks. I don't know how you can...
I didn't say it was a good movie or that she was a good actor.
It was the redeeming quality of it.
Yeah, but that's
You do that sometimes. You'll just be like, yeah, but that thing is aesthetically attractive, so whatever.
yeah.
You've done that on like episodes of this podcast
Luke,
before.
you are so superficial. It is. It's,
Yeah,
it is
insulting
so
Jordan
sickening.
Jordan Peterson's face
only-
when there's so much else to insult.
Yeah, you only bleed out your ass because you like the color red.
Wow.
Yeah, no, you're right. You got me. I should tell my doctors.
Accurate.
I bet you like your girlfriend because she's pretty.
That's part of it.
What a fucking fake.
I didn't think you were gonna say fake.
Neither did I.
What do you think I was gonna say?
the other F word.
Fuck?
No.
What is there?
The
a-
one you can say, but we can't.
Oh yeah, don't you forget it. Next question.
I know what fishing looks like.
Woo!
That's an LGBT layup.
Yeah. It's more like a fucker. How did we get to this topic?
The routine of exercise.
Right,
Yeah.
thank you. My routine is not that fancy, if you don't mind me going next after Daryl.
Yeah.
How dare you.
Every day I go on a run, much like Daryl, except all I do is run to the end of a road. It's probably like half a mile to a mile. I don't know how to measure
Kilometers
it,
or miles?
but,
There's a big difference.
yeah. That's why I said half a mile to
Okay,
a mile,
okay.
mile specifically.
I'm just making sure you're measuring in the
Yep.
right shit. You know?
Because I try to measure it in like how much distance I've covered in Pokemon Go, because I do Pokemon Go at the same
Oh.
time, and it's like you've completed 1.2 kilometers on your fucking Poke, whatever the fuck. So what I do is like I run to the like the first intersection. I don't know if anybody's been to my house before, but there's like an intersection, and then you go down a road to get to my house. Yeah. So I run to that intersection, and then I walk up the next road, walk back, and if I'm feeling up to it, I'll jog the rest of the way.
Yeah.
And that's all I do. So it's probably less than 10 minutes, if I'm being honest. I'm not as thorough as like the fittest man's on this podcast, Daryl Dean, everybody.
Yeah. Investing in his health.
Yeah.
Idiot.
Fucking loser.
We're all gonna die anyway.
Yeah.
And then I also try to do 50 crunches every day.
That's
But
good.
if I ever get like, oh man, I want to get fit, I do what I just described, Heracles training, where basically I usually do it with push-ups, but sometimes I'll do it with curls too, where I just do push-ups and I don't, I only count to like track how many I can do, but I don't stop until my arms literally give out.
Yeah.
And
It's
on
a failure.
Yeah, on day one, whenever I like pick up the Heracles training again, I'm embarrassing. I do like 18, but like my record is 119, I believe.
Wow.
That's a lot of push-ups.
Yeah. By the way, Heracles training, it kind of sucks because you start to dread it because you know you're going to be doing more than 100 push-ups after a certain point. But you have to do it every
Yeah.
single day until your arms give out.
You
And-
almost don't want to get better because it takes longer.
Exactly, yeah. And it's like more stress in the meantime. Like it's a lot more hellish, even if you're better at push-ups, to do like 50 push-ups than 20 push-ups.
Is that like healthy for you to push to failure every time?
And my arms are getting stronger.
Okay.
I
Because
go from like 18 push-ups to 119.
yeah, but like some of those like workout programs have like pros and cons. Like keto's really
Yeah.
bad for you because they don't tell you that your body burns muscle before it starts burning fat.
What about the Regis Philbin workout? Have you ever seen that?
No.
Oh, it's great. Regis Philbin shows up and is like, I forget what he said. He says like a lot of like encouraging stuff. Like a lot of you have been asking about my exercise routine.
No,
Well,
yeah.
here I'm going to show it to you. And later on he's like, everyone's been wondering how I got in shape after the accident. And then he just like keeps talking. And I'm like, what the fuck was the accident? Just...
Gotta follow him on Twitter to find that shit out.
Yeah, it was something like dark. It might have not been like the accident. He might have been like, everyone knows that I suffered a heart attack after my wife died, or something like that. Just something like really fucking weird.
We all have our demons.
Mine's cocaine. I do push-ups.
That's my choice.
That's my new cocaine.
So we actually answered the routine of exercise. Hey, person who submitted that question, it only took you half a year.
Drew and I haven't done anything.
I think I got mine out last time, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
I talked about liking body weight stuff.
All you did was like, I never skipped a leg day.
That is what?
That's what you did during our last time we answered this question. Because
Did
we
I?
did the British thing. Yeah, you're like, you'll never catch me. I've got strong calves.
I skip a lot of leg days.
Oh, so your British persona was lying. Let me boop your nose.
No,
Social
I like
distance, kids. Yeah.
yeah, I like body weight exercises. Yeah, that's about it.
Cool.
I like bodyweight exercises. My name's Drew. Fucking love
I'd have more to input, but I haven't been exercising recently. I did it quite a bit for like 3 weeks, and then I stopped.
That's how exercise usually goes if you're not like Daryl.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I every day I do about between 50 and 80 sit-ups.
You
Or
definitely
like crunches or whatever you call them.
50 to 80. You're trying to upstage me?
Make
motherfucker?
sure-
No, I just like that's something that I wanted to do this summer specifically.
How strong is your core?
It's okay. I do that mixed in with some what do you call them? Planking.
Planking's fun. How long can you plank? Do you time it or do you just go like, that's enough?
Now it's pretty bad. It's like a minute and a half. But
Okay.
I've been up to almost 3.
I don't know what it is. Everything else I'm kind of shit at, but like planking, for some strange reason, it clicked with me. I don't know what it is. I can like plank on one hand. I've even done it with like the Waterloo improv people because they like to plank sometimes randomly.
Yeah.
And I'll just like one-handed
Okay.
plank, and for some strange reason, it won't hurt my arms, and I don't know why.
Sometimes
Everything else I'm shit at. Like I said, I try to do push-ups. I can do like 15, and then I go. Bleh.
When did you start karate? Because sometimes, like, if you do certain exercises through puberty, the muscle kind of just stays with you.
That makes sense.
Like-
I did karate like starting around grade 3, so yeah.
Okay, yeah. I have that too, where, like, my thighs are, like, pretty strong and my shoulders are pretty strong and, like, nothing else.
I will say my thighs. I sit for most of the day. My thighs are basically atrophied. The fact that I like run. So as I mentioned, Daryl knows like how far the intersection is. Again, I'd estimate it's like maybe like quarter mile to half a mile away. Because like I said, I run like a total of like about a mile ish, maybe less. And like the first time I tried, I got maybe a quarter of the way there until I was like wheezing and like my legs felt like they were gonna drop.
Yeah.
I was weak.
Yeah.
Now I can run like probably a normal person, I'm gonna guess, after like several full weeks of like doing it, you know?
This is getting me pumped. I want to exercise now. I haven't exercised in a long time.
You there at home, fuck you doing with your life?
Yeah.
Yeah, put some headphones on. Keep listening to the podcast, but do some push-ups while you're at it.
Yeah,
Goddamn.
Mitchell.
Probably stretch first, but you know.
To give myself some fairness, I like
Okay.
my favorite exercises to do is swimming, and I can't really do that right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do.
Wait,
I'm-
favorite exercise? Swimming. Is Luke?
Push-ups, I think.
Bike riding.
Fucking. Alright.
That's cheating.
I used to do.
No, it's not if you're in a monogamous relationship.
Hey.
Also, if you're polyamorous and you just communicate, that's also not cheating, even if you sleep with multiple partners. Polyamory is underrated. If you are poly, accept that. You don't have to be monogamous just because like society is like weird about it. It's like how society was weird about the gays in fucking 1920. Didn't make what they were doing immoral, just people thought it was.
But also, if your partner's monogamous,
Don't be poly. Yeah.
Yeah.
It needs to be like
a mutual thing.
It needs to be like a three-way street. Like if you have a dedicated partner, like a main partner, your partner, and anybody else that you're sleeping with, you should be as like communicative as possible about that shit.
Oh, yeah.
Don't use like, oh, I'm polyamorous as like a thinly veiled excuse to like cheat, because then you're not even polyamorous. You're monogamous, but you're just a scumbag about it,
Yeah.
and you're trying to hide behind a legitimate sexuality. I will go to my grave saying that like polyamory versus monogamy is like as much an inherent thing as like gay versus straight. And I will also say that there's probably a lot of monogamous people out there that don't know that they are because they've been taught, much like the gays were in the 1920s, that monogamous is the only way to be.
I can believe that.
Oh, so there's closeted polyamorous people out there.
Not even closeted, people who just don't know it because they don't know that's an option or don't think that's morally okay because they were taught from birth that monogamy is the only way.
Like potentially have the impulse to be with other people, but aren't just aren't aware.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Or even are aware but feel trapped and can't explore it.
It's one of those ingrained things, kind of like how like the straights will ask like a toddler like, "Oh, is she your girlfriend?" if it's like a male.
Yeah.
And like that's just teaching heteronormativity.
Yeah.
Same sort of thing of like, if I said the one, you know instantly what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Which even in monogamy is problematic because what if they like die or what if you divorce? Is it like either you were wrong or you're wrong now because you gave up the one?
Well, like there is an answer to that though. The answer is that they go to hell.
Good. All right. Wasn't expecting that.
If your one dies, you have to go to hell.
You have to get a two.
And they go to heaven, but you have to go to hell.
I'm finished with my questions.
Swimming. I like swimming. I usually swim until I'm like way too sore, and then I do like breath exercises. Like I dive down to the bottom and see how long I can go, to sort of exercise my lungs. That's really fun. But like I mostly do that when it's like really stressful times in my life because it's more of a mental health thing to just exhaust myself. But I also grew up near a lake, so I love swimming.
Yeah, I don't have a lot of access to a pool right now, so I can't really do swimming.
Yeah, it sucks.
Pools are open. I've seen them open. I've seen people swimming.
Yeah, but I don't want. Yeah,
What the
they're
fuck
dumb.
is wrong with redacted area where Daryl lives?
Yeah.
You mentioned this like 15 fucking times.
I've seen people swimming too. I don't think that's safe. So I'm not
I
gonna
mean,
go.
I mean,
Fuck's wrong with Arkansas?
there is a lot of. I will say there's a lot of chlorine in the pool, so it's like.
That kills COVID.
Yeah.
I've actually
Does
heard. I've heard that pool swimming is safe, but I'm not gonna do it.
You're also expected to like clean yourself and sanitize.
There's like pee in pools.
Yeah, and like
Yeah.
kids that don't know what they're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Fun-
it's actually the first letter.
Oh shit! Welcome to our ool. What are you, a dad? Maybe you are 30. Fun fact about chlorine. Inherently, it doesn't smell like that. It only smells like that when reacting to like any kind of bacteria that can be found in the genitalia region. So if your pool smells strongly of that, the stronger the smell, the more it's come into contact with like the icky.
Ooh.
It's I don't know if it's less like sanitary because maybe it smells stronger because it's cleaning that shit off, but it's come into more contact initially.
Like it smells like dead bacteria.
Yeah, basically. It's kind of like how the smell of rain is actually the dust that the rain releases. It's
Yeah.
called petrichor.
Or it's also like wind doesn't make a sound. It's only the wind that is on an object that makes a sound.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You look so excited about that.
Yeah, in that same way, chlorine inherently doesn't smell like chlorine. Chlorine plus the netherworld, if you know what I'm saying, Minecraft players.
Yeah.
That's the Netherlands.
That's just Holland.
Minecraft is just the Netherlands.
I'm going to build a big house.
Wow. Good accent, man.
Stroopwafel. Rania Bov.
Yeah, Daryl, what do you have any questions?
You skipped me.
I skipped you?
Yeah, you went but. and
No
then
one can
but.
see that we're in a fucking clockwise position
Okay.
at home. If you want to ask yours, go ahead.
No, Daryl should
Special.
go.
Go
Oh.
ahead, man. You have
Okay,
your questions right
okay.
there on
No.
the pad.
That's because I like the pad.
Okay. What's your first question?
Okay, this comes from.
What? Wait. What episode is it from? Jesus.
This comes from Kid Speak.
Episode number what?
Number.
What was that? I feel bad that I talked over that.
That was my kid speak.
Do it again.
Give it again.
This sounds like
Mel Blanc.
Sounded like it was being rewound.
it just sort of sounds like Dale Gribble from like Left 4 Dead 2 mixed with like a Looney Tunes character.
Yeah. That's awful. So this question comes from Kid Speak. We kind of know the answer to this, particularly with Paul, but this came out before this particular event. What is the closest you've got to assassinating a president before?
That's beautiful. Is that the sole reason you asked? Who was it who had the really good question of like, I drove? I think it was you, where it was like, I drove on the same day that like a president was being driven around, I could have hit him. That was an amazing answer. Yeah, the closest I've ever come is March 12th at 3 or 6 p.m. when I missed and gave Sophie Trudeau COVID-19 and she survived.
Yeah. All right, Drew.
I mean,
It is legitimately the closest I've ever come because I actually said it. And then, like, recently, as of the recording of this episode, somebody actually was like, I'm going to kill the Prime Minister. To be fair, he also drove up to his residence with guns and was like, come out, you coward! Police are like, hey, why? And then he got
can you
arrested.
really call somebody a coward if you're standing in front of their house with a gun?
Yeah, you can. They
I mean,
didn't
you're
face it.
physically able to, but...
Yeah. It's a free country, except he got arrested for it.
Yeah, weird.
Hey, I didn't drive up to Justin Trudeau's residence and go like, I am going to kill you! And then, like, I didn't get arrested.
If
That's the difference.
If their police, if the police response was your response word for word, like, what's going on, man? I'd feel a little better about the police. That'd be so great.
Yeah. He was white, so, like, he probably won't even, like,
No.
yeah, slap on the wrist.
Yeah, it'd probably be like, cheers, buddy.
Has my leftist agenda, like, shown enough yet in this podcast? I feel like I haven't fulfilled my quota.
No, I think you're just like a little bit right of Tucker Carlson.
Ooh, well,
That's
Tucker
like
Carlson.
Nazi. That's like
Taco Carlson.
Taco Carlson?
Yeah, that's how it came out.
I get that and huevos rancheros every time I go to Taco Bell.
So to the right of Tucker Carlson is like fucking like
Well, he's a populist. He's not really that far right. He tries to appeal to people who are in like the centrist area. So I would call him like approaching far right. I wouldn't call him far right.
Oh no, but he's talked about like he's like brought up like crypto Nazi like talking points before.
Really, yeah, he's dog whistled a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah, I'd still say that's on the edge of far right. If you think that's far right, you have not seen some fucking far right. I'm not saying he's not shitty.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, I think we all agree on that.
Yeah.
At least he's not a fucking globalist.
I forget what I was going to say. So somebody else.
Leftist agenda.
Oh right.
If this is not on BreadTube, I'll be upset.
Billionaires shouldn't exist. BreadTube is just like a colloquial name for a bunch of YouTubers.
Yeah, I thought there was an official forum. Is there not?
There's a forum where people chat about it.
Oh, okay.
But like to be a breadtuber, all you have to do is be like leftist and a YouTuber.
Yeah, okay.
It's not like some sort of exclusive club.
Or slash bread too.
You just have to be like popular to be known as a breadtuber.
You just have to be bred into it.
Hey. All right, so
He flew away.
Bruce Springsteen. Oh, I was gonna say that, but I thought no one would get that, and you made my heart happy, Daryl. Has anybody else come even close to assassinating a prime minister?
I
not
was
me.
in the room when you threatened to assassinate.
Yeah,
the
we're probably all implicit in that.
Complicit.
I got one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got one.
Whoa.
So this is before Justin Trudeau became prime minister, but he toured my school, the University of Waterloo.
Oh, tell me you put a banana peel on the
And
ground.
he came in. He came into like the
Gross.
whatever. It's called the SLC. It's like a student center.
Life
whatever.
Center.
Student Life Center. That's what it's called.
I don't even go to your fucking school.
Yeah, well, I haven't been there in a while. Maybe it's something different now.
Wait, is this your university or your high school?
My university.
Okay.
So he came to my university.
Your university?
Yeah.
Dude, before he was prime minister, was he bored?
No, he wanted to become. This was
He was
his like
campaigning.
His campaign tour.
Yeah, and so I was like maybe 3 feet away from, or 3 meters away from him.
3 feet away. Hey.
Like,
And,
if that's the case, sorry, continue.
and no, that was about as close as I got. Like I saw somebody ask him a question about weed because it wasn't legal at that time. And the student, like it's looked like such a plant. Like it looked like the
That's
student.
weed is a plant. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, well,
Hey.
the student
Wow.
like reluctantly is like, all right, I guess I gotta ask this question about pot now. And then he goes, well, every time I tour the universities, you know, like I always ask about pot and whatever.
Presses the
else.
laughter button on his cassette tape to get everyone else laughing, yeah.
In that moment, I swear I could have killed it.
What a payoff for that story. Do you think like Justin Trudeau was like mouthing the question while the student was asking? You know how like some directors will like mouth things as the actor says it? Do you think like you look back at Justin Trudeau and it's like, do you think we... And he's like he's just mouthing it?
Yeah. If that's the case, I saw him speak while he was prime minister a few
your
years ago.
university?
Yeah, at my university.
Yeah.
And it was like days after the wet sweat and pipeline thing.
Ooh.
Yeah, and there was a big sign held by some people that I knew actually that said like,
Fuck you.
yeah, essentially like something like invading territory without a negotiation is an act of war, and he was like looking for questions to be like, not you, like it's way in the back, like just really avoiding this massive sign, and it's like, yeah, no, I kind of get it. I mean, not as much as your plant story because it's more offensive to me that it was bad showmanship, but. Anyway.
I like how a couple episodes ago I full on threatened to kill him, and here you guys are essentially going like, I understand why.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do it.
Yeah.
You are gonna do it, and you did.
And I did. Well, I attempted.
Okay.
And like I said, like I made the promise in the episode, if I fail, I step back forever.
Okay.
I want Jagmeet Singh to be the prime minister because I think he's a fucking awesome dude.
He's cool.
But
He should stop his TikTok though, so it makes me sad.
My mom thinks he should stop wearing a turban.
Why?
I don't know. She's like, that's like, this is like old senior logic. But it's like, well, he's never going to get elected because he's wearing that thing on his head. Racist Canadians won't vote for him. Like, yeah, well, he's not...
You mean you?
Well, he's not catering to those people, right? He's
your
catering to...
mom is such a character. Everything I hear about her shocks me more.
Yeah.
Did you hear about that one Quebecois professor who, like, you know Malala Yousaf? The student who, like, stood up to the Taliban and got shot in the fucking face for it?
Yeah.
You heard about that?
Yeah.
No, I did not hear about that.
Yeah, I remember.
Malala is, like, a civil rights icon at this point. She got I believe, either a degree or a doctorate from Oxford. So she's really, like, qualified and shit like that.
She's also like 16.
Yeah. Well, she's not 16.
What?
She was at the time. I think she's, like, 18 now.
Oh, okay.
And she, and she's just basically like the symbol that like women are absolutely as capable as men, but men like hold it down with patriarchy in like especially like backwards countries and stuff like that. And there was this one Quebecois professor who was like, yeah, if you take that thing off your head, you can come teach her if you want. And it's like, imagine telling the person fucking who stood up to the Taliban, got shot in the face for it, and fucking continued what to wear.
Yeah. Like literally, like her face is still kind of deformed from getting shot in the fucking face.
I think she looks cute.
That's not what I said.
You said deformed. You said gross.
You can,
fucking.
No, I said deformed. I didn't say gross. You can still be deformed and cute. Look at pugs.
No.
I feel like this is digging a hole. Let's move on. What was the question again?
Assassination.
Oh, right.
I've never met a prime minister in my life. Or a president.
Well, maybe
for
you
that
have,
matter.
but they're not prime minister yet.
Oh?
Ooh. You met me, didn't you?
Yeah.
Oh god, can you imagine? I'd suck. No, I don't want to get into politics. Because, like, there have been a couple people who are like, man, you write poignant Facebook statuses. Yeah. You should go into politics.
Wow, you really speak your mind on Facebook. You should be a politician.
Yeah, and I was like, I should not. Because, like, as far as I understand, in politics, I really recommend, there's a really cool book out there called The Dictator's Handbook. I really, really recommend it if you want to, like, learn about power. Mm-hmm. Like, it's like, you know The Prince by Niccolo Machiavelli, and like how in the 16th century it was like, no one ever wrote about political power before, and like this is helping us to understand. Yeah. But The Prince is like nigh unreadable because it's really written for like smart people. The Dictator's Handbook essentially does for like everybody what The Prince does for like people who can read pretentious bullshit. Yeah. So I read The Dictator's Handbook and I was like, oh my god, I don't want to get into politics. Because, like, the thing that it boils down to if you want to get into politics is that you need to go against your best interests and the best interests of the people who voted you in, or you're going to be going up against people who didn't, like, choose the people and chose, like, things like money and influence, which get them into that position to begin with.
Right.
So, like, even Bernie Sanders is an outlier in the fact that, like, the reason that truly progressive politicians don't exist is because they do exist, but you never even get to the point of hearing about them.
Right.
Because they're up against people who, like, take like super PACs and like fucking take donations from big companies and stuff like that and
sell out essentially.
Yeah, and they have to because especially in the United States, becoming the president of the United States of America is one of the costliest things you can do. Like one of the costliest things you can do.
And they don't make that much money.
Yeah.
Like they make a lot of money, but not compared to like the shit they'd be doing otherwise.
Well, even like after like trying to make a living and stuff like that, even like before that, how the fuck are you gonna get all that money together to like, even be known?
You don't go into the presidency to make money, unless it's like to change rules so you can make money later.
Which is very corrupt.
Yeah.
And going in like the voice of the people will actively harm your campaign, and you'll still be up to the same amount of scrutiny as the people who like actively took that money, like the same scrutiny. So in your eyes, it's like I could take a PAC, like a super PAC, and some people would dislike me for that because I'm a politician, but I'd have the money to finance my campaign. Versus I could not take a super PAC. Everyone will hate me anyway because I'm a politician, and I have no money to finance my my run, and I'll have to drop out.
So it's only the people who see you that hate you, because not everybody can see you because you have no money.
Yeah. So like whenever you're like, wow, this person speaks their mind, they should get into politics. In my opinion, either reform the system or like kiss that goodbye, because either they won't get into politics or they will, and you'll be like, who the fuck are you? You said you'd stand for the people. That's so often why like certain politicians who like make populist promises, like even Trudeau himself, is just sort of like, yeah, we're gonna plant 50 billion trees. I'm drunk with power. We're gonna help the students in the schools, and then when they get elected in, they don't do that, and people go like, why not? And like, so, it's like one of those big brain memes where it's like the smallest brain is like, oh, he went against his promise, fucking politician. Medium brain is like, oh, well, I'm sure there's so many things to do. I'm sure he's just busy. Largest brain is like, that would get him booted out of office the quickest, actually doing the things he promised. Which is scary, and I hate it, and I hate politics.
Yeah. Well, something that, like, is a pretty new idea is, like, the sort of, like, liberal,
That's not new.
No, but the liberal, like, the liberal concept of, like, democracy as, like trying to form a consensus is, like, not true of a lot of politics, even up to like the beginning of the 20th century. Like people understood it as like here are these groups that have competing interests, and we have a system in which one can win over the other. Like there was like a party that's like, oh, this is the rich people party, and then there's like a poor people party, and like business and labor like fight.
And whoever wins, that's like, how it works.
Yeah, and it's like there's like the kind of conception of like trying to like paint over the concept of power is a pretty new idea.
In Canada, we have a party called the Bloc Québécois, which is basically just like one province going like, yeah, us. What if we just all voted for the Bloc Québécois to be like the leader of the fucking country? What would they do?
Aren't they like
aside from like ban everybody in Canada from wearing hats?
Yeah.
I wouldn't vote.
Well, they'd only ban you from wearing hats if you're Muslim.
Yeah.
Okay, well then maybe I'll...
White people, no problem.
As long as I get to wear hats, I think.
Provincially, they have a liberal government, and the liberal government actually voted for that bill.
Really? That's gross.
Yeah.
Whatever, C-17?
The one that sucks.
It's It's the religious symbols bill, where you can't wear any sort of religious symbol if you're a public servant.
Yeah. Well, one thing,
or a teacher. I guess that's also
because you're
Another thing that I really fucking hate
you're on the government's dollar.
Another thing that I really fucking hate is the old leader of the NDP, which is like the centrist party of Canada, but the farthest left we got. There was an old guy, Thomas Mulcair, who wasn't really great at like running an election campaign, but was a brilliant leader of the opposition. He like was the only leader at the time to go like, hey, that whole fucking C-17 thing, that's really discriminatory and not cool. And there's article after article of like, Thomas Mulcair was an idiot for saying that because he lost the NDP the election. And it's like, he went for human rights. That's another reason I hate politics. That's like what I just said at work. Everyone railed against the guy because he stood up for what was fucking humanely right. Everyone hated him. Even the people who agree that that's not cool were like political analysts who went like, yeah, that was morally the good thing to do, but it cost the NDP the election and made them lose more seats, so morally it actually was worse.
I mean, I just watched Hamilton came on Disney Plus, the musical.
Oh, God. Lin-Manuel Miranda, the most brilliant fucking solo from Jesus Christ Superstar ever. You ever seen that?
No.
There's a part in Jesus Christ Superstar where it's like, why like they hit that note.
Yeah.
And Lin-Manuel Miranda was in that role, and I guess he couldn't do that because he just sort of went, "Wow."
Lin-Manuel Miranda also supports austerity in Puerto Rico too.
Good?
No.
Oh, I don't know what austerity is.
It's when you give businesses money because they're the banks are failing.
Yeah, he's privatizing social services and gutting the Puerto Rican economy in favor of oil companies.
It's a Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
But
Insensitive fuck. Go join Lin-Manuel Miranda giving ostriches to Haiti. I listened to half of what you said, Max.
That
Austerity.
is, no, that is
In Guam.
fucked up about the political system, that it kind of incentivizes you to go against your own morals
Yeah.
and doing the right thing.
If you want to do the right thing, be a talking point, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Hold politicians up to infinite scrutiny and protest. Try to make sure that people suffer actual consequences for shit they do.
Yeah, or even do things
Kill Justin Trudeau.
I have some anarchist friends.
Wait, don't, because then you'll be able to have done what I didn't, and that's rude. Don't kill
Yeah.
Justin Trudeau.
Yeah,
I want people better than you.
Give Paul some respect.
I mean,
leave him.
I'm in a room
the
full
meat.
of people who are better than me. You're on?
Like,
As we just proved.
just there's a
More
lot of action you
wholesome.
can do. Just be like, oh, I could just give poor people food too. If the government's gonna be too slow to do that, I can
Yeah.
also just do it.
You can be your own government.
Yeah, there's a lot of things.
You're anarchist, friends. That makes sense.
Yeah, that's right. You could just go do stuff like that. Sometimes you don't have it sucks that a government won't give that support, but you can also just do it yourself.
Self-empowerment.
You are
Yeah.
morally superior to someone who doesn't steal if you steal from Walmart and give that to a homeless person. I'm not even making a joke. That I will die defending that belief. People are like, no, you should never steal despite the circumstances. Meanwhile, Brian McGee is dying because he's in a fucking it's winter and he's cold and he's next to a fucking Walmart. Steal a blanket and the fucking fruit from that Walmart and give it to the homeless person. Some people actually think you're morally inferior than someone who doesn't do it for that. That boggles my mind.
He's staring at me this whole time.
I don't know. It feels like something you'd say.
It is something. No, it's not word for word something I would say, but I'm
Yeah.
probably the most likely to say in this room. I don't like stealing.
You're okay with me stealing to give to a homeless person, though, presumably.
Yeah, that's probably
Just
where,
as long as you're not
taking from
doing
the
it.
rich and giving to the poor is a sentiment I can get behind.
It's Jean Valjean.
Yeah, it's kind of like how Jeff Bezos, when his mansion was getting redone, he parked wherever the fuck he liked, and he just got parking tickets day in and day out, and just paid them because it amounts to less than a penny for him.
He didn't give a fuck.
Yeah, which it really demonstrates there's monetary punitive measures for people who break the law, but it doesn't affect everyone
Such
equally.
a big flex.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's also exposing such a big flaw in the fucking system.
Yeah. I have
Politics
another
hours ended.
question.
Yeah.
I have another question. What's the best, worst thing you've ever done? This comes from Dick Wheels.
Thank you, Dick Wheels, for giving us your question. Best
Kelly.
and worst.
Kelly's Dick Wheels.
Oh no.
Ooh, best and worst thing you've ever done. I remember having a good answer for the best thing. I don't remember either of those.
It was the best worst thing you ever done, right?
/ worst thing.
Oh, okay.
We interpret it as best and worst.
Okay. For a second, I thought it was okay.
Yeah, and or maybe.
You know what? Can I modify the question?
Let's do it.
In this past year, because Dick Wheels probably came out a year ago.
So since the last podcast.
Because
Okay.
that way we're not accidentally answering the same thing or not living up to what we did. So
Yeah.
in the year that's
Because we
passed,
picked the best thing before.
yeah, what is the best and worst thing that you have done?
Ooh, qualifier. When we say best, is it a self-serving thing or is it a kindness thing?
Either or.
Either or. Okay. You guys should answer because I did the question.
I am thinking currently. I
Yeah.
don't have an answer for that.
All I can think about is maybe the best thing I've done. So I guess the best thing I've done is I helped my neighbors move a double stove that was 300 pounds.
That's why you have such big arms.
You
Fucking beast. I'm a beast fucking gorilla.
D's bees. Why do you name yourself D's bees in our working Discord?
Because it rhymed with, or it followed the alliteration of dick neck.
No, it didn't.
What?
No.
Oh.
Dick neck was because he said thick neck and his microphone sucked, so I thought he said dick neck, so I was like, haha, and I changed his name to Dick Neck. and then I saw you change your name to D's Bees shortly afterwards, and I was like, sure, why the fuck not? And then shortly after, and this makes me giggle to this day, after your Dick Neck and your D's Bees, I changed your name, Drew, to Dork Nork, and my name to Doo's Booze. So we got in our Discord, Dick Neck, D's Bees, Dork Nork, and Doo's Booze.
What a happy family we are.
It's so stupid. That's probably the best thing.
The truth.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't have an answer for that. I thought I really love bees. And my the font was yellow. My font is yellow. I thought bees are yellow, right? Yeah. It made sense. It made sense to me, and honestly, nobody called me out on it until now. So
Now you're all self-conscious about it?
yeah, no, I'm probably gonna change it after this episode.
Drew's having a nap. No, it's fine. D's Bees and Doo's Booze. I'd have to change my name if you change your name.
Oh.
Maybe we could just all be like Duck Nucks or something like that.
Oh, I love Duck Nucks.
I don't know if it's like great on like the grand scheme of things, but I got me and my girlfriend these like plushy seals.
A chunky seal?
The chunky seal that you see all over like advertisements and stuff.
That's what it looked. I pictured it as bigger.
Well, I got the medium size. There's one that's like twice as big as that.
Okay. Oh yeah, it's squishy.
It's real squishy, and I got the sleepy seal one right here. It doesn't help anybody, but I mean, I really enjoy it.
Oh, it's squishy. I want to smell it because that's my instinct whenever there's like something that's squishy, and I probably shouldn't because COVID.
Yeah, it probably just smells like people.
COVID.
There you go.
We're barely touching it.
Yeah, his name is Klaus, by the way.
Oh,
Klaus Vermin.
Or Sausage, depending on what you want to call him. Sausage.
You ever seen Glorious Bastards?
Yeah.
Shut up. Best and worst thing I've done this year. I don't know what the fuck.
No, nothing.
It's a heavy question.
It's
Honestly,
hard.
like, some of the best things I've done this year are shows with you guys and podcasts right now.
I guess we could answer. Yeah.
Yeah, like I am quite excited about this project and still am. It sucks that my fucking bleeding ass and COVID has it got in the way of both my content creation and this, but
Yeah. Yeah. Probably the best thing I've done this past year is like still dedicate myself to like this podcast, and like I said, this podcast is like. I don't know if anybody here is like, man, this is very mediocre and this is going to be sad what Paul says. This is like the content that I'm the most proud of creating because like I listen to it and it sounds like... I always had this like weird... I don't want to say imposter syndrome because I think everyone throws that around, but I have this weird idea that like I'm not a true creator yet, I'm not a true comedian yet, and yet I listen to this and I go like, this is better quality than a lot of comedy podcasts I listen to.
yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
And that's high praise for somebody who like shits on their work all the time.
Yeah. Well, I feel also better because it's our work, not
That's
my work.
fair, yeah.
But I will say, it's like one of the only things that I make where I'm just like, this is overall good, which I'm really happy with.
Yeah.
So that's the best thing.
The best thing, yeah. I don't even know what the worst thing. I don't do anything bad. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, you do. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
I feel so attacked.
You're a
I
naughty
just said
little
yes.
boy.
You're human. Oh no. I attacked you for being human. You're fucking like higher than human status is the worst thing you've done this year.
My ego.
Oh, there you go. Fucking cooking with Tweed. That's the worst thing I've done this year.
That was great. I loved it.
It was
people
fun.
soup.
It was fun to make. Honestly, if I tried to get into like the worst thing, I'd just be getting into like personal things. Like I had a minor fight with one of my friends, and that's the thing that's sticking out to me. But why the fuck would I give details about that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, the worst thing I've done was I had a Tinder date, or not a date, but we were just talking on Tinder. And this girl said she changed her like profile or whatever, and it said, "Oh, I speak with my smile." And then I messaged her and I said, "What are you going on about?" And she blocked me.
That's great. That's the best. That's not the worst.
That is, yeah, that's the best thing you've done this year. Are you kidding me?
That's awesome.
You didn't miss out on jack shit.
What are you going on about? Bye.
Don't ask me questions. Head game is amazing, though. I mean, if someone opened with "What are you going on about" on Tinder, I'd be like, "Oh, finally, someone not afraid to speak their mind." But what are you talking about?
what the fuck? Like, imagine like a pickup line, like, what the fuck are you saying?
Wow, this person's so refreshingly honest.
He's half awake, but he's refreshingly honest.
I remember there was one Tinder conversation I had once where I was like, they were like aspiring artists, and I always, whenever someone's an aspiring artist, I always go like, oh, what do you make? And they go like, oh, visual arts, and I go, oh, do you have an Instagram where I could see it? And like, I try following them, I try liking their posts, trying being supportive and stuff like that, and they were like mildly receptive to that, and then they gave like an opinion about art, but framed it as like an objective fact. And I was like, well, I don't know. When I make art, I do da-da-da-da. And she came back with something along the lines of, well, that's great for you, darling, but not everything revolves around you. And then, go figure, we didn't talk again. Yeah, people on Tinder are just sort of like, I'm sure present company included at some point, are very transparently and unawarely self-indulgent.
Yeah.
And
I feel like it kind of breeds that, though, like Tinder itself.
Yeah, absolutely.
The medium is the message.
Yeah. Tinder breeds that.
Oh my god! Marshall McLuhan!
Fucking, is that who said it?
Yeah.
Martian
Marshall
man?
McLuhan.
Yeah, he's a very famous Canadian.
Probably.
Didn't you watch those Canadian Heritage Minutes?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they were about like Malcolm Gladwell and Steven Pinker and stuff like that. I don't know.
Steven Pinker's Canadian?
I think so.
God.
What? Do you not like him?
No, I don't like Steven Pinker.
Have you read The Blank Slate?
No, I haven't.
It's one of his more apolitical works. Honestly, you can really separate the maker from the message in that.
Okay.
The Blank Slate is a really good book,
Okay.
in my opinion.
Yeah. Alright. He just seems like a wonk to me, but...
All sociologists are wonks.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair.
Margaret Atwood. Margaret Atwood's Canadian.
That's true.
Speaking of great politics.
Why, is she a TERF?
She's like, yeah, she's like a red Tory.
Cool, I'm glad.
Yeah. She's like a conservative that thinks women are people, and that's about it.
Well, I assume so, given The Handmaid's Tale.
Yeah.
What was the question again? What was I on about?
Talking about worst.
I was talking about
worst.
like Tinder and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
Tinder, yeah.
Bumble also breeds that atmosphere, or like to a different extent.
Yeah.
Grindr breeds the most interesting, unique atmosphere of hostility, like inherent hostility I've ever seen. If you're not hostile on Grindr, you've been there for less than a week.
I'm interested in this.
Yeah?
This is, I don't want to fuck a man, but like, I want to go on
Bigot!
Grindr.
Bigot alert! Bigot!
I have a sore ass!
On 3, we all call Luke a bigot. 1, 2, 3. Bigot. Fuck you guys!
Not calling somebody a bigot for not wanting to fuck a dude.
Why not?
Because that doesn't make you a bigot.
He said bigot. He just said it really late, so I'm counting that.
You're gonna edit that in?
Oh my god! Wait, no, I'm good. I have to leave that with only me saying bigot for the. Daryl, could you please just yell bigot?
Bigot.
Cool. I'm just gonna edit together all 3 of them, and on 3, in post, unless you want to say it now, we all call. Wait, could you say it too, please?
Yeah, okay. Bigot.
There we go. On 3,
That's voice
unless
crack.
you want to say it now, we all call Luke a bigot. 1, 2, 3.
Bigot!
And I edited your voices in. Fuck you guys. In fact, I edited yours in 3 times. But like, once was pitched up, one was pitched down.
Bigot.
Oh. So it's just like a room full of people like calling you a bigot.
Including myself.
Yeah. It's great.
No, my ass is sore. I can't do it. You know that if you get an ileostomy bag, they sew up your asshole?
What? I'm jealous.
No, you're not.
Why?
Yeah, I am. Of the needle.
Oh. Weird finish.
All right. Are we gonna leave this question alone, or are we gonna
I
answer?
think we can move on. We
Yeah, right,
we
let's
got
move
all
on.
of Daryl's questions to go.
Okay. Yeah. What's your next question?
I just have a bonus one, but we can leave that be. for
Okay.
a
Cool.
while.
Daryl, go.
Yeah, I wrote these down today, so I wouldn't forget them. So this comes from Dick Wheels, episode 4. What is? Oh, I want to preface this because we haven't done improv in so long, and we haven't really practiced either. Like when we meet up, we're doing these podcasts, right?
Yeah.
So I want to propose a question. What is your favorite improv game?
Your preface was we haven't done it in a while.
Yeah, get your mind. Get your mind
Actually,
thinking about improv again.
I like when everyone like goes in on something. It doesn't even have to be a game. Like when we all go 3, 2, 1 and say things at the same time, because that's yes-anding and improv.
Bigot.
Thank you. How is Luke the most like in on this of year 3?
I'm smiling like a little dog right now.
Yeah, he is.
I don't know if it overrides any of my. Actually, what did I say last time? Do you remember? I was gonna say
go. I think
it might have been go. I want to say bong 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 this time, and the reason for yeah.
Bong 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 sucks. What's your reasoning?
The reason for it is because I've been thinking a little bit about it because of I know I fucking mentioned Critical Role literally every podcast, but to fill in the gaps of the quarantine, they're doing like a narrative telephone thing, which is basically broken telephone like you do when you're in like elementary school, where you whisper things around and it comes back completely different than what it used to be, but like with full stories. So kind of like Bong 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 without the miming.
You know what? That's completely legitimate. Doesn't it feel nice to be validated, as opposed to the very last episode where I brought up Nightcore, after bringing it up maybe twice in this podcast history, and you going, oh, this again, you fucking hypocrite.
That's why I feel so bad for mentioning Critical Role again, because I fucking called you out on the Nightcore thing,
and now I'm
doing it.
Yeah.
For what episode?
All right, you ready for this? Hypocrite? We good with that? Yeah. On 3. 1, 2, 3. Hypocrite! Cool.
Even I'll say it that time.
Thank you. Go on.
But it
made a very legitimate reference.
It got me thinking about Bong 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 more, and I started thinking about it in terms of like audience participation. And I don't know if it would work necessarily, but we have a very like heavy improv audience, whereas people from like Waterloo Improv and stuff that come to the show.
Sounds like an improv show.
Yeah, but I mean like people in the audience do improv.
Yeah, sounds like an improv show.
Yeah. Most improv shows are filled, the audience is filled with improvisers.
It's another way that improv is like jazz.
It's like two things, improv and friends and family. And honestly, we bring the improvisers, you bring the friends and family.
Yeah.
It's always like half Drew's family in the shows. It's weird.
But I was thinking if there's like a brave audience member where there's 4 of us, right? You could have the final thing be done by an audience member.
What do you want from me, Daryl? I got a noisy fucking crinkly bag of shit that I'm eating.
What do you got there, Paul?
Why does everybody have a bag of shit today?
Well, I don't have it yet.
I'm not eating from Luke's bag. I lost my appetite. We already said this at the beginning. It was made on Sour Patches. Tastes crappy. I hate them. I'll never buy them again. Thank you for the sponsorship. All right, go on with your bullshit.
But I was thinking like the idea of one of the audience members filling in for the last person, because usually you do it with 5. You do somebody tells a story, somebody mimes out that story, somebody else tells that story from what they saw in the mime, somebody mimes that story, and then the final person tells the final version of the story, and everybody laughs at how different it was from the original story. And I don't know, I think it'd be cool to like...
Yeah, totally.
It's asking a lot of the audience, but to have somebody who maybe isn't as comfortable doing improv, because all they're doing is telling a story that they see.
Yeah, I love fucking like breaking in, this is the... I'm trying to say this delicately, but I think this will also carry power. Breaking in an improv virgin during a show.
Yeah,
when like someone from the audience, Luke and I, because we operate like a silly little troupe in St. Catharines, just us two, Paul and Luke. We had a show where it was like called Paul and Luke and You, or Paul and Luke featuring you. That's what it was.
Yeah.
And we just had like anybody from the audience come in and like do the scenes with us in our signature style. And like at least 2 or 3 people had never done improv before in their lives.
Yeah.
And it was really cool to just like not only work with their style in a professional show where it wasn't like a... I think we've had this conversation of like, do you go to a club first or do you try to like take classes first? You know, do you try to do a trial by fire? And this was like a third category altogether.
Yeah.
Because we couldn't like focus on like teaching conventions overtly.
You couldn't
as the
stop
show went
the
on.
scene.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
We had to just like make it work. And there was one point when one person just overtly said, I don't know what to do, like while in the scene, and we tried to make that work.
Yeah, it was interesting to be like kind of a nanny and kind of a performer at the same time.
Yeah.
Even though like some of them were like quite good, even though they'd never done it before. Others said like, why don't you just jerk off in a cup? And that was their whole thing.
Oh, is it that one guy?
Yeah.
Who just like brought up my iPods randomly during the sketch?
Yeah, he was like really trying to be funny, and all he had was like, beat off, and like I'll jerk off on a racist kid or something.
To be fair, the humor absolutely did come through, and it was the humor of us trying to work around that at every turn, and him bringing it right the fuck back.
He was the butt of the joke.
I remember him.
He wasn't a butt of the joke. We were the butt of the joke.
Yeah, I remember him afterwards being like, "You gotta be like Andy Kaufman, like push the limits." Like he was like really serious about it. It was great. He was good. I'm glad he came to the show.
Everyone's got a unique voice in improv.
Yeah.
No matter who you are, if you've done improv with someone, they're your teacher in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
Even if you didn't like performing with them, even if you don't like them as a person,
You
They
should probably learn something from it.
Yeah, even if you hated the scene and they were like blocking you at every corner, you've learned what you don't like in improv.
Can we have some tranquil music at this time?
We always do.
No, but I mean like.
You know what I'm saying? Because I put in tranquil music, you fucking dunce.
It is good.
What about
I'm
some
saying
some
I
wind
want
chimes?
like waterfalls and wind chimes.
Yeah.
Waterfalls and wind chimes, go!
No, not from you, fucking mouth, you dirty ass mouth.
It's okay.
That's all you are, do your dirty ass mouth.
I made the waterfall way too loud, and I put the sound of a screaming child in there too.
Oh,
Why? Why? We have enough child stuff, man. Let's move away from that.
Hold
What's
on,
your next
that?
question?
Would you fuck a kid? From me? Oh, that's weird. Daryl Dean asking this question. Oh.
Why are you putting that into my voice? I never said that.
It's okay, it's a very poor interpretation of your voice. I don't think people are gonna actually think it came from you. Wait, we didn't answer the last question competently. Actually, yeah, audience participation type of games are really enjoyable, and I think they got like underrepresented when we last talked about improv games. There, I'm good with that. I'll agree with Drew. You guys want to answer it?
What?
I like something akin, not always this, something akin to The Office, like where there's like a long,
Can you not?
like a long form scene with like consistent characters, so you can like build. It's like a tiny little play.
Why'd you say that to Luke? That was really uncool.
No, I said it to you because you're squeaking the chair a bunch.
That was
but like
my
a
ass.
like a sitcom.
Ass to...
Ass to ass! Woo!
Yeah.
Heart-wrenching movie, hilarious out of context.
Yeah, I like long scenes like that where you can like develop stuff, especially like some Office scenes I've seen, like the plot is just like fucking cool. Like it's just like people are misinterpreting stuff and they like don't know what the other person knows, and they're like people have different intentions but have like the same goal, and then they like weave off. Like that's really fun.
There's certain like movies that play out like that too. I've said I don't know if you guys have seen both these movies, but The Princess Bride and Clue, both movies from
I knew
the
you were
80s.
gonna say Clue.
Yeah.
Clue's great.
They both play out like really like improv scenes that panned out really, really well.
Yeah.
Like both of them feel like a script just straight up wasn't written. You know that a script absolutely was written in both movies. But yeah, if you want to like get into like, I don't know, what makes an improv scene feel good as opposed to like academically what it means, which I think is bullshit. Yeah, watch Princess Bride or Clue, because both of those just feel like they were sort of like the stakes were made up as they went along. Especially in Princess Bride's case, because my god, the ending to that movie is rushed as shit. Because they just sort of like
it's a
put a
movie
guy in a
of-
chair and
and
then
then
it's
this
like,
happens.
wee!
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
I remember. Now I
Humperdinck just
remember.
ends up in a fucking chair and they're like, ha 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 ha! And then they just like leave off and they're just like skating away on their horses going, ha ha! Let's, Princess, would you like to enjoy 3 penises later? One of them's very big because Andre the Giant. Did he die?
Yes, he did.
Aww, I like Andre the Giant.
Yeah, a lot of people with gigantism die early.
That's sad.
Yeah. it is
Sorry
sad.
for hijacking your thing to talk about those 2 movies, but they feel like improv scenes and I really like that.
They do. Sometimes I think there are certain. I used to think that sometimes Seinfeld episodes felt like good improv scenes, but then I realized most of Seinfeld is talking about things happening instead of things happening.
So it's like a bad improv scene.
Yeah. Because I used to like the rhythms of Seinfeld episodes feel good for improv, but again, like it's mostly like, why did I do that? I can't believe I did that. What was wrong with that? Why did I do that?
Isn't like every Seinfeld episode like George Costanza sitting behind the kitchen counter going like, I didn't want to fuck a cat, Jerry. And Jerry Seinfeld is like, well, you fucked a cat. There was a cat, and then you fucked it. You fucked my cat. And then like, what's her name?
Elaine.
Elaine comes in and goes like, yeah, you shouldn't fuck a cat. He fucked the cat. I didn't mean to fuck the cat. I fucked the cat. And then like Kramer comes in and goes, Jerry.
Instead of the N word.
Roll credits. Beep, beep, beep. Yeah, that's basically the entirety of like every Seinfeld episode, yeah?
Yeah. Yeah, I used to think that. I don't think that anymore. I've renounced that.
Renounce Seinfeldism. So are you anti-Semitic still? Because we said at the beginning of this podcast, like...
Only one of us is safe.
We didn't actually say who, though.
Yeah, but I pointed to myself as the safe one. No one could see that. Now I've outed it, but I'm safe.
Yeah, but you also like officially renounced your previous anti-Semitic joke on the last episode.
I did, didn't I? Yeah.
So
I
it's
feel bad about
probably
it.
you.
Also, you want to know something really fascinating about... So you know how I don't watch the Game Grumps anymore because Dan Avidan is really creepy towards his female fans? Didn't do anything illegal, but I want to say that just in case there's like legal fallout in case.
Just a weird dude.
Yeah, he's creepy and like says he has romantic feelings just to get like unsure fans to sleep with him and then like ghosts them after they leave, and it's weird.
Gross.
But like on top of that, I was thinking to myself after I recorded that episode, like what pursued me to make an anti-Semitic joke? Because I realized none of my friends make anti-Semitic jokes. I don't watch any content creators that make anti-Semitic jokes. Aside from the Game Grumps, where Dan Avidan is Jewish but feels comfortable because he's Jewish making anti-Semitic jokes. And I realized, wow, even if like you're Mexican, for example, if you have like a wide platform, you shouldn't make anti-Mexican jokes and just be like, it's okay because I'm Mexican, because your highly impressionable audience, even subconsciously, will just go, it's fine, my in-group makes those jokes, and only realize afterwards. And I think that's why I made an anti-Semitic joke, because I watched Game Grumps so much at that point.
Yeah, for the same reason I kind of avoid Dave Chappelle, because of his use of the N-word. I'm like, I don't want that to come out of my mouth. in like an improv scene.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, it's funny, but I don't want to say it.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
All right, my improv game.
Oh yeah.
Let me tell you guys. Have you ever played a game called Director's Cut?
I've played a game called Director.
It's like the same thing. It is the same thing. It's just a different name. Whatever, man. Improv.
Yeah, sorry.
That's
can
the way
leave.
improv works. You know, you have this improv circle, and you come up with very much the same games with crazy different.
I said
things.
sorry. How's it played for our audience at home?
All right, so there's one person who's sort of the director. They have control, and then all the other performers are actors. So they're actors in some sort of a scene. Usually, you're given like a theme or like the title of a movie, and then the director sort of has full control over what the actors do and stops them periodically and says, "Oh, I didn't like that. I want this all in the Spanish accent. Everybody speaks Spanish now."
Cool.
Or
Sounds like a great scene.
Yeah, or whatever. They'll like.
Excuse me, fucking David Mamet.
Or sometimes the director will like have like a remote, and so they'll go like rewind, play, pause, and then they'll do their director cut whatever commentary.
That sounds like magic. Why didn't they call it magician?
Yeah, that sounds like Click, the movie Click.
Yeah.
Yeah, just call the game Adam Sandler.
Yeah,
he's probably been a director before, so it covers
I'm
both.
sure. Yeah.
He's been in Click and he was a director.
Yeah.
I wonder how many games can just be like named after a person. Like we have Adrian instead of
Party Quirks.
Party Quirks.
It's oh my god, we have to explain everything.
No, we don't got to explain it.
All right, fine.
David Mamet is just like, this sucks. Why didn't I do this?
Needs more racism.
Yeah. I'm not in this. I didn't write this. It sucks. He's like Nietzsche in that way.
Yeah, he's still cool though. I like a lot of his work.
Yeah.
I also like how he's able to write like stories where like the characters aren't like even like characters where you're expecting them to be good because they're minorities. Like he's like, no, in the real world, people can just be assholes, and you don't have to look at it through like, oh, they're underrepresented, they must be a good guy or something like that. I really like that.
Yeah, I'm reading Three Uses of a Knife right now, and his politics show a little bit because it's a book about plot, which is like, you know, like how you see the world really affects how you make plot.
Yeah.
And he makes a good point that like the issue plays of like AIDS or like something or other. He said like the moral of the story is so and so are people too, and everyone who went to watch that play already knew that. So what are we doing? Feeling morally superior to the antagonist. That's it.
Yeah.
You know. Anyway.
Yeah. Oh, my second question.
Yeah, hit me with it.
Well.
Hit us with it, if you will.
Well,
Drew, did you
fellas.
do your improv game?
Yeah, bong bong bong.
Oh, that's right.
Bong bong bong.
We
yum,
explained
bong.
it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Very
Okay.
briefly.
So I also have three, but I'm gonna go with my second choice.
Bold
because,
man.
The third one is just it'll take too long to do. This is from Mamilton, episode 5.
Clock it in.
If you had to rename each other, what names would you choose?
I remember this. I remember the name that you gave me.
I remember none of the names that any of us gave
I remember
each
the
other.
name you got.
Okay, let's do this. Let's do this now. What names do we remember?
Okay, you got like Rod or Rodney, I think.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you're totally a Rod.
Did I give someone like a Brian or something like that? I don't remember any of
I
these.
don't know.
You gave me the
Wait, this is gonna
me
taint us. We're gonna like not be able to not see me as Rodney now.
No.
I don't know.
Okay.
I would revise Rodney.
Good.
Yeah. You gave me the name of like Brick Block. You're like
That's a
like
good name.
Block or like Brick. And then
Wait.
the story came up about Brick Wolf.
Oh yeah,
Do you mind taking off your mask for a second? You don't have to talk. I just need to see your face in order to like give you a name.
Got it. I got one. Ready? Ainsley.
Sweet.
I was kind of thinking like Stanley, maybe. I don't know how strongly I feel about that, but
Stanley could be good.
I could see Stanley for.
I'm doing like the Stephen King thing of like what feels right coming out of the mouth when I look at your face, you know? Hence, like, why he names like his bad guys like Randall Flagg and stuff like that, because it sounds like an antagonist. Or like, what's the name of the guy who wrote Misery in that one story, Misery? Paul Tompkins.
Paul F. Tompkins.
That couldn't have been it.
No.
Paul Blart Mall Cop.
That was
That's
it.
so hard to say.
Paul Bunyan.
It was Joe Pesci. No, that was a guy from Home Alone. Daniel Stern. Nope, same thing. That was not even a joke.
Anyway.
I'm writing a horror movie.
Yeah, I was in My Cousin Vinny. It sucked.
I saw that movie recently, My Cousin Vinny.
Did it? Yeah. You like it?
Apparently, Marissa Tomei won an Oscar for that.
What?
Wow.
For what? Worst?
Just
the
straight, that was the
worst.
title.
Yeah.
Worst.
The Oscar's just cut in half. This is all you deserve.
I think Ainsley's good. Stanley's good. I'm gonna vote. I'll vote for Stanley just for consensus.
Okay.
Oh, I'm staring at you now.
Staring Stanley.
Don't give me like. Yeah, there we go. Give me the up face. I need the up face.
Stuttering Stanley.
Kills the kid.
The teacher just kills the kid.
He almost did. He
Oh, yeah.
lost control and was like, "You little freak!
Yeah.
You want to know what pain is?"
Yeah, essentially. Dude.
Yeah.
That's why kids should never see ghosts.
Yeah. Okay. You need to grow into this name, but I could see like an older version of you being like a Clark.
Yeah.
I see that.
Yeah, Daryl. Based on how you look, given that no one can see us.
Yeah, but they see your version of us on those little cartoon pictures.
Oh, great.
Clark.
I'm not good at character drawing though.
We
Whatever.
should come back to that though.
Yeah,
The little
yeah.
picture thing.
You.
What was mine last time? I don't even remember.
You look like an Andrew.
Yeah.
Pretty sure that's what it was.
I don't think so. I think I gave you like Henry or Hank or something else starting with H.
Yeah.
No, you're not Hank. Hank I've got a very specific image of because of our character of Hank, Luke.
Yeah.
Like, Hank's usually like wider face.
Maybe you have a wider face than you think.
Maybe.
Yeah, Hank is like an old Midwestern, like, union guy.
Yeah.
You're a George.
George?
Yeah, he could be a George.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, think about this one. Garrison.
Garrison.
Honestly, yeah. Anything
where
beginning with a G
guards
for
sleep?
For some strange
Like a
reason.
barracks.
For some strange reason, G's suit you well.
Jeez.
I
I'm a
think
G
maybe-
unit.
So you could be Gru.
I could be Gru.
Yeah.
I'm Groot. I am Groot.
Wow, what a reference to the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I'd kick this microphone if like there weren't repercussions.
Look,
for
just
that.
because I'm clever and you're not doesn't mean you have to lash out.
Oh yeah, you watched Rick and Morty in the fucking Marvel Cinematic Universe. Oh my god, I bow to your fucking intellect. You want me to take my
Wow.
dick out and I'll suck on it for you?
Yeah, let's
Fuck you.
Let's read out your IQ test and beat off.
I once knew someone who was like, my IQ is in the 90th percentile, but don't tell anybody because I'm super embarrassed about it.
Fuck this person.
Yeah. When they got drunk, their first thing, like whenever they fought with someone, is like, I'm smarter than you. Like that was the first thing they'd open with.
Do I know this person?
You do.
We can talk about it off mic.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Do you think you know who it is?
I don't know. I want to know.
Luke.
Yeah, I remember what you guys gave me, but let's say what comes to mind.
What's your dad's name again?
Mark.
There we go.
Perfect.
We all
Actually,
become our dads eventually.
a lot of people in my life call me Mark because I grew up in the church that he grew up in. So all the old people know him from when he was a kid. So they're like a little bit.
So just like,
So they see the face.
Mark, you've learned to time travel.
Yeah.
Do you want to watch Eisenhower on the picture books?
Yeah.
You've been using so
They
much
die.
moisturizer.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then they fucking die.
Yeah. They just see Webster Kid and they think Mark. So.
Yeah. And then they just like crumble into dust like that final scene in that one movie.
Avengers?
Yeah.
Marvel
no.
Cinematic
Yeah.
Universe.
I was thinking The Curious Case of Benjamin Button. Didn't that happen?
No, he just became a baby and then died.
What a loser.
Yeah, dumb. Stupid. piece of shit.
Hugo, that's the movie.
Oh,
They all turned into dust.
I forgot a lot about.
No, wait, Wolf of Wall Street.
Yeah.
They all turned into dust.
Scorsese loves people turning into dust.
Scorsese was also Hugo, dumbass.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Oh.
It's
Casino. They all turned into dust.
In Casino, Shutter Island,
Yeah.
Mean Streets,
Goodfellas.
Taxi Driver. He's like, poof, and he turned to dust.
Raging Bull, it was very progressive for its time. They just cut to the boxer and it's a pile of dust with 2 boxing gloves sticking out.
You knocked me down, Ray.
It's a superimposed sound. And there's just like a silent shot of just a camera zooming in on a pile of dust and it gets pounded in with a fist. I think that adequately answers.
King of Comedy, he bombs and turns to dust.
I'm good. I'm good.
With Mark?
I was gonna go Maxwell.
Maxwell.
Yeah.
Interesting. I'll give you a Max. Or to be well.
I hope you're well.
I am not, but
Oh, that's sad.
I'm better. But...
Is there a better name for Paul than Rodney?
Oh, just anecdote. You guys in that episode, you settled on Brad.
No, for you.
I don't want to.
Yeah.
Oh.
For me.
Okay.
Oh, didn't I lead the charge on that? Like,
Maybe.
brah. Yeah, I could see
Hans
being a
Zimmer.
Brad too.
I would say for you, Paul, I see like a sort of a French name, like Marcel.
Jean-Luc.
Jean-Luc.
Is it because of the mustache?
Yeah, it's your whole
It was
aesthetic. It's the hair and the goatee. And
Oh,
everything
it's probably because I
together.
look like a French musketeer.
Yeah.
I watched
Curly.
The Man in the Iron Mask, and I was like, holy shit, everybody in this movie looks like a better looking version of me except the fat guy.
You know, like
Because
No.
fat people are irredeemable according to movies. Why are the fat people always like bad looking and also like have either a bumbly or like evil personality?
so
Why
many,
can't fat people be good in movies?
so many
Typecasting.
Hollywood screenwriters have never met a real person in their life. Honestly.
Yeah, I can believe that. Is there a single fat person in #reality pounds town?
I don't think so. I don't remember seeing one.
I don't
think
remember
so.
seeing one. They were definitely not cool.
No. Certainly not part of the main cast.
Yeah, there was this one person. Fucking like knowing the high school writers there, it's like Porkins, and they had to be rolled into class. They're like, bleh,
It was
then,
the joke.
yeah, and
Yeah.
it was like 2 seconds on them, and then the camera panned over to someone else.
Yeah, and they're like, everyone's like, oh, they're so fat, and they're like 250 pounds.
Yeah,
Like if you met them in real life, you wouldn't be like fat. You'd be like, oh, hey, how's it going?
Yeah.
yeah.
I would
I mean,
say
to be
that for
fair, I
everybody.
hope you would do that anyway.
Yeah.
I do that at work.
Well, even like people treat like 190 pounds as if like holy shit, lose fucking weight.
Yeah.
Lay
You know, it's
off
probably
the
like-
cake.
It's probably like a normal weight, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you're pretty skinny.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm underweight, but I'm certainly on the low end.
I'm around 135 at this point. I gained, as you may have been
Gotta
able
get
to tell.
those gains.
Yeah, I gained, possibly in my legs now that I'm running again.
Mhm.
I still feel fat some days, but that's just weird personal shit that I just feel subconsciously insecure about.
Yeah, I think in terms of sickness, I oscillate between 125 and 150. But I'm also 5'6", so.
Yeah.
We've always
Makes
said our
sense.
weights.
I don't think I've ever been really, like, fat. Because I have a high
I see you that way,
I used to
but-
be fucking fat. I used to be fat,
You've
like
said
until like grade 8, and then like I was underweight in grade 10. We don't know what happened either.
Science.
I've been 160 for about 10 years.
Wow.
Straight?
Oh,
Wow.
Yeah, like
Wow.
I'm
No,
barely
okay.
changed.
Like, there was a year you ate nothing but cake. It's like, please change.
Yeah, actually, though, when I was a teenager, I was like 135, and everyone was like, "You're so skinny. You have to eat." And I'm like, "All right, fine." And I just ate, and nothing happened.
God damn it.
Yeah.
Story of my life.
So yeah, French name? Is that
Yeah,
Yeah.
Jean-Luc. Or, yeah, Jean-Luc.
Marcel, I kind of like Marcel. better.
Marcel
I
better?
don't know.
Marcel.
Marcel.
Okay.
Bonjour.
Oh,
Je suis une pamplemousse.
you are a
Grapefruit. Yeah.
Bitter.
Dans le
The sexiest
bibliothèque,
fruit.
je saute.
I feel like that's funny for somebody who knows French,
That's
but
so serious. You said it so intensely.
I said in the library, I jump. Je saute.
before we wrap this up, 'cause
Yeah.
we should soon. We've been holding the people up for too long. we haven't talked about it on the podcast yet, but we have been shutting down the Patreon, so we're no longer going to be asking for or plugging it or anything like that.
The reason behind that is because we moved to a different host, and because we can't do shows, like, a lot of the costs as well as our benefits have been removed, but oh well, we can deal with that. COVID affects us all. But in terms of the podcast stuff, we moved off of SoundCloud onto a new thing of Anchor. So if you're only receiving this because like of our YouTube upload and you're like, where's the podcast? Just research for the podcast, Credit Zero. I think we also answer the tag of After School Arcade. Just look that up on your favorite podcasting platform, Spotify, Apple, etc., etc. But you should also be able to find us on Anchor if you prefer a web-based platform. We're no longer on SoundCloud, but the good news is we're also not paying like a weirdly high amount per month just to make sure that we stay in an RSS feed. Yeah. Sorry for the slight inconvenience. But yeah, we're cost-free, and frankly, I'm happy with that.
Yeah.
I'd rather like take less of people's money and not need to spend it, you know?
Yeah, we're still on Spotify and Apple Podcasts.
Yeah,
so.
if you want to hear updates from us, the best way to do it is like through our podcast.
Yeah.
We also have like social media that Luke's in charge of, so no need to follow that because it doesn't get updated.
Oof!
Yikes! Get fucked, you non-French bastard.
3, 2, 1. Get fucked!
I knew that was coming. I guess, like, right at the last second. It's like, is it get fucked? Is it Luke? Is it Drew? I don't even fucking know anymore. Drew? 1, 2, 3. Drew? God damn it, Daryl. Anyway, we've held you up for too long. Fuck you. This has been Tweed.
Fuck you. I'm Daryl.
There we go.
Fuck you. It's Luke.
Fuck you, and I'm Drew.
Bye.